Hello, internet friends, and welcome to Quests in Cthulhu. I am your GM Ezra Denney. I am joined by these amazing players, all of us in undisclosed locations across the Bay Area. We are still sheltering in place. I had to go back and check. This is our fourth basement show. It has been too long since we have all been together. I'm not gonna lie. I much prefer playing in person. There's just a different feel to having everybody at the table and connecting. But I'm just glad we get to play regardless. So I'll take what I can get in this situation. I hope that you are all staying safe and that you are all sheltering in place and helping to flatten the curve. It is working, but just because it's working doesn't mean we stop doing it. It's super important. And we're doing the right thing. It's not for you, it's for the people who are in danger here. A couple of quick announcements. Speaking of people in danger, our sponsor Gordon Biersch is probably putting Thomas in danger at any given moment.
He's not driving, so everything's fine.
Or maybe Amy, I'm not sure which. We so appreciate their continued support. Even though all they do is give us beer, so they're not helping me. But they definitely lubricate our studio staff, and that's Thomas and Amy get to share that now. And we love Gordon Biersch. We have podcasts, as you know. Tiana does amazing intros for all of our podcasts. Call of Cthulhu. We have a new podcast stream. You can find it at. I'm going to consult my notes because I'm old. You can find it at questsandchaos.com/podcasts with an S. The S was made very clear to me. Also, we have a new podcast, the Untitled Quests and Chaos podcast, starring Thomas and Amy in their inimitable style. Amy, give us the elevator pitch.
So essentially, it is behind the scenes, what happens here and what happens with other people that we know in the business and industry. So far, Thomas has breaking it down, how monetization works on Twitch. That was our first episode. We just interviewed Chris Haskins from Nord Games today, and so she'll be out this week. When I say next week, technically it's like in 3 days from now. And then we've got some other content creators and game designers and things like that we're going to talk to and just kind of give everybody a different perspective on what goes into doing things like this show or making games or making books or things like that. So
I really enjoyed in the first episode, they did a breakdown of sort of what it took to turn Quests and Chaos into basement shows. And I thought that was a really interesting look into sort of, we got the order and here's what we had to do. And we moved everything and then we moved it all back. And I was glad I was not involved, but it was really interesting to hear all that goes into it and to sort of see the behind the workings. I really enjoyed it. Look forward to more episodes. The other thing is our Discord. Our Discord is, as the kids say, popping off. There's always something going on there, to the point that I have turned off notifications because there's just too darn much going on there, and I really don't care what anyone else has to say. So our Discord is full of stuff. There's a freaking play by forum D&D game, I think, maybe. Yep. D&D, I'm not sure. Yep. What there's a play by forum game going on there. There's board game talk. There's talk about every one of our games in there. There are people asking questions of the GMs. The GMs are answering. It's there's a lot going on there. That's your entertainment. Yeah. Stop scrolling your phone looking at the latest news about COVID. Go to our Discord and just hours of endless entertainment.
Oh, this is the entertainment right here. This is.
Well, let's not get crazy. Crazy.
I was going to say, I'd rather look at cat pictures than even watch our show. Just kidding. No, not really.
I don't. I think that pretty much covers all the announcements that I was told about. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, our community is why we do this. We love to get together. There is one more thing I forgot. You get this week, you can join us. Tiana asked me to run a one-shot Cthulhu game for some of her friends who have another stream. And so we're going to cross the streams a little bit here, which you should never do. And I am going to run a con game for One Stream Onslaught.
One Shot Onslaught. I periodically go and play D&D with them. They're good friends of ours.
Yeah, and so tomorrow evening, 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, on one, whatever she said it was, I've already forgotten.
One Shot Onslaught.
One Shot Onslaught.
It'll be 4 o'clock our time.
4 o'clock Pacific. I'm going to be running.
Write this down, Ezra. Just write it down right now, so tomorrow you don't forget it.
I'm hoping. I don't think I have to host, so I'm just showing up to run the game.
No, Adam will do the hosting because it's his stream, and then he'll intro you and be like, "Have fun, let's do this."
So I'm going to be running Yggdrasil, which is one of the games that I run at conventions, and I'm really excited about it. It is a low everything Cthulhu game. So it's if I do my job right, there might not be any dice rolled the whole game. That is I ran it and there were no dice rolled, and that was awesome.
And everyone died?
No, it's essentially 4 hours of a family bickering. That's if
Spoilers!
I do it. It's
so if you wanted to watch us play Knives Out, this is your opportunity.
There you go. Yeah, it is. The family's nicer than the Knives Out family for the most part.
Yeah, or if you want to relive what Thanksgiving is like.
It's funny. That's actually my tone of the game that I think about when I run the game. It's like the biggest conflict in this game is who's gonna cook dinner, and who's making the casserole, because Aunt Carol always makes that damn flaming green bean casserole and everyone hates it. But that is the tone of it. So doing that tomorrow.
Beans. As long as you're not using frozen, it'll be fine.
Can we not go there?
Now I feel like we're playing the game. That's awesome.
I was about to say, as soon as you said the French casserole, I was like, it's in. Let's go. Come on, Nick. Let's fight.
You're from the Midwest. There's got to be ambrosia somewhere.
My parents are not like that, but Thomas's were, and they would ask me why I'm not eating, and I was like, because I eat food.
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay.
I can't disagree. Ambrosia is terrible.
Is there spectator seating at your Thanksgiving?
It's going to be pay-per-view this year.
The only way you can get away from it is to go outside. That's it.
In the Midwest in November.
Yeah, in November. Yeah. So it's -5, and if you got a snowsuit, you obviously live.
That is a glimpse into the family life of one Midwestern family.
So it is kind of like it's kind of like Thanksgiving meets Mountains of Madness.
There you go. Yeah.
Ooh.
Actually, I used to not be able to watch what was that Jason Bateman show that I couldn't watch?
Arrested Development.
Yeah, Arrested Development. I couldn't watch Arrested Development because it would give me anxiety attacks, and I couldn't figure out why until I realized that it was my father's family. And then it was like, okay, everything's fine. I can watch this now. I just remember that. Just put on my emotional snowsuit and watch the show.
Outstanding. I would love to run at the Mountains of Madness sometime, but that game, it's like a D&D game because half the game is shopping. Like there's a whole section of the game that's just, and now you have to buy supplies for the Arctic. And that doesn't go well. We have a little bit of inspiration to start off here. Tamago Tora, our longtime supporter and really good friend, who is mastering the art of Zoom. He's been posting about today. Posts 1,000 to hope that the lesser Danes don't burn down the city. Mm-hmm. And then he also gives 1,000 bits to start more fires. So I'm guessing you get all of those.
So is that a controlled burn? Is what I'm. What am I supposed to take away from this?
I don't know. Controlled burn around the pyramids.
Yeah. Plus, we had 3 from last time.
That's right. And this time you might need them. But
Ezra has been threatening to kill us.
I think Tamago Tora is saying you start the fires and then you put them out. That's
or somebody else does. Whatever.
then you find out what the fire brigade is all about.
I don't want to jump in here,
But
but you guys are the B team. You start all the fires, and then there's a C team that comes in to put them all out.
Yeah.
Is that called the fire?
I'll be running the Chaos Agents next week as the C team who comes in to clean up all the stuff you don't do.
Oh, I want to be in. Yes, let's do this.
Remy is a Cthulhu. He would be the dilettante, I think.
Yeah. I'm just the doctor.
I like that.
I'm totally outside of type at the moment.
That's right. So yes, one thing you might notice from the overlay is that these are again the B team. The lesser Dane Society has joined us. They are the last we saw of them. They had come off a boat from England and accepted Roger's offer to go to work for him. And they've been off screen since then until someone needed them. One difference is that Donald, an original character, has joined the crew here. And he is along with the B team. And so we're going to start in, let's see, when did you guys left? You left Cairo right around when we were, like the end of March, I believe.
It was April something.
Did you leave in April?
If you're talking about the Greater Dane Society, yes.
Yeah, I wrote April 7th is the
April
last
7th,
date.
there we go.
I have,
So
I think we left on April 7th.
So essentially, the lesser Danes, the B team, I think I'll say that because it's easier. The B team has been, since you started working for Rogers, you have been essentially getting, you've been living high on the hog. You've been in a posh hotel. You've kind of been waiting for his phone call. Donald has had a very different experience than the rest of you. We'll get to that in a second. And you have been essentially kept in a first-rate hotel with a military driver who will take you around, an American military driver.
Thank goodness.
And you have been sequestered basically for all of this time. Donald, at the end of your last run, you were being taken off for various immigration problems by the English authorities. It turns out that you learned that the English government is a signatory to a treaty with most of the Western world that gives this newly formed Delta Green agency a great deal of latitude in terms of extrajudicial matters. And so you spend a very unpleasant couple of weeks in a prison where you very quickly teach people not to mess with you. And you come out, you are brought out of it by American MPs, and you are cleaned up and given about a week to get back in shape. And then you are told to where you're going to report. So we start around April, let's see, when did you send April 10th, you sent the message to Rogers, the 3-part telegram. So April 11th, you are all summoned to the American embassy.
7-part.
Yeah, it was a long.
there was a lot.
Started off with one, then we sent 7 more follow-up ones to clarify.
And then we sent another one like days later, just going, so remember all that? Forget about that.
Yeah, that was all wrong.
It's like the answering machine message in what's that movie that, oh God, that's terrible. I'm old. Slackers? No, not Slackers. The swing one that was popular. Swingers, there you go. God, I'm old.
The swing one gave it away.
Yeah, I know.
That was his original title before the
swing one,
before the studio changed it.
Untitled Swing Project.
There we go.
And so you are all brought to the American embassy. I don't think any of you know who Donald is. Oh, Doyleson, you have seen this man before.
That's right. Because
Donald, you have seen Doyleson before.
Yeah, because he was one of the ones who hauled an unconscious and bleeding Alexandria into my surgery.
Yes. And so you two recognize each other. And there is a gentleman, a no-nonsense government factotum who most of you know, all of you know, as Agent Rogers, is sitting at a desk. And all right, look, I'm bringing you all together. You've been deputized. You're now part of Delta Green. I'm going to tell you some things now that cannot leave this room. So in the Great War, the goddamn Germans tried anything they could to win towards the end. And part of it was they pulled out some of that Wagner bullshit they believe in and tried to use the supernatural to win the war. And they found some ways to bring creatures from somewhere else out there. And it all seemed like hooey and applesauce, but it's not, and you know it's not, and I know it's not. And that's why Delta Green was formed, because we can't admit to the general public that any of this crap is real, because they're not ready for it. So most of the members of the League of Nations and the United States signed the Omega Treaty, which created the Omega Protocol. The Omega Protocol allows Delta Green to have extra judgmental jurisdiction and take the actions that are necessary to stop these things. I'm sure some of you read in the paper about an English noble family where there was a distressing fire, and that was us, because it turns out there was an honest to goddamn werewolf in that house.
Oh,
I'm not going to let an honest to goddamn werewolf run around the English countryside. So once the initial Nimrods that we have trying to clean this stuff up told me there was a werewolf there, we have a good enough relationship with our English friends that I was able to send in a squad of soldiers with flamethrowers. This next problem that I need you to deal with is a totally different matter, because Egypt has not signed the Omega Treaty. Egypt will not allow me to send in a platoon of soldiers. So you are my platoon of soldiers.
How many soldiers are in this room?
Well, one wannabe.
Hey,
No, you served in the First World War, right, Flint?
nope.
In the Great War. Oh, you didn't? Oh.
No, that was me.
But I shot a trespasser once.
It counts.
Hmm.
That aforementioned team of Nimrods left Egypt after summoning some sort of ancient pharaoh queen, and he puts a picture down of an African American woman on the thing. This is her historical name, forgive me, is Nitocris. She's going by an assumed name that we don't know. She has taken over most of the cult activities in Cairo and in Egypt. She took over from this man, and she puts down a picture of Omar al-Shakti, the man who killed himself to bring Nitocris back into existence. And al-Shakti was a minor crime lord who, it appears, was also a major runner in the cult of the Black Pharaoh. So the last group that was in there fled and then sent me a telegram from the middle of the Suez Canal telling me the mess they'd made of things. And then they sent like 5 more additions to that telegram trying to change what they said. But it's very simple. You're going into Cairo and you're going to kill Nitocris.
So where's Alexandra?
She is somewhere in the Suez Canal.
She's not in Cairo.
Well, I mean,
No,
she's
they have
part-
all left Cairo.
That doesn't sound like her.
So is this your team there, Donald? It's that did this?
I wouldn't say it's my team anymore, but I know a few of them. Good fellows, very well-meaning. Maybe not the best of operatives, but they're good intentions there. So Rogers, who I know the doctor. I know this doctor from New York, I believe.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Doyleson, right?
Doyleson, yeah.
These others are Flint Thorncastle,
Pleasure to meet you.
Right.
pretty good with a rifle.
Oh, good.
Joe Durston,
Pretty good.
pretty good with a pistol, but also very agile. And then, Emma. Emma, I don't have your last name.
That's Emma Stansfield, darling.
Emma Stansfield, who is named There must always be an Emma. That is that's a part of the Omega Treaty for some reason. There always has to be an Emma. We have, oh my gosh.
Yep.
My second favorite Twitch user, Squirrel on the Run, slides
for
5
me.
bits to Flint Thorncastle.
Thanks,
Mainly
Flint.
for the I think it was in honor of you growing your own mustache.
I mean, that's dedication, man.
And my favorite occupant of Drury Lane, the Muffin Mage, sends
Yep.
500 inspiration to the players to kill Nitocris.
Let's do it.
Not happening.
Ooh, I don't
On
know if
that
that's going to
note,
happen.
I get, so werewolves, you send in men with flamethrowers. Resurrected Egyptian queen. How do you kill one of those?
You send
Well,
it-
Do we have the book that they had that to
Dogs.
use to make it?
Book?
There's always a
Yeah.
book.
there's always a book. I don't know what book you're referring to, but it is Delta Green's stated mission to use as much as we can fire to fight fire. And so if you find any sort of books or things like that, we will add them to our armory.
That didn't
Alright.
answer my question.
Oh, he didn't notice. So we have a man on the inside in Cairo that we will connect you with. We're going to sneak you in with whatever equipment you need. If you go through our agent in Cairo, we have access to some heavier ordnance and possibly some explosives as needed. But again, the English no longer are the governing group of Egypt. So I can't stress enough the danger of acting extra governmentally in Egypt. If you're caught by the authorities, if you die in the line of duty, you are not officially you have no official connection to the United States government. Delta Green is supranational.
We're supernatural? Is that what you said?
Supranational.
Might be it might be the
Okay,
accent.
all right. I thought he said it.
So in Cairo, you will connect with
Well,
Mr.
you're looking-
Nigel Wasif.
Nigel, what?
Let's see.
Nigel Wasif. He's the editor of the Cairo Bulletin.
Okay.
He's also an English spy.
That makes his interaction with Alexandria all the more amusing to me.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. So King Shikamaru gives me 500 inspiration, which thank you, King Shikamaru. And the Muffin Mage, who I know,
Ezra's
yes, I
got
know,
3.
gives me 2 inspiration to kill the Lesser Dane Society.
Boy.
Cool.
Oh.
What?
And
Jay Matthews.
favorite Twitch user, possibly my second, I don't know. J Matthews 85 gives me another inspiration because no one will miss the backup characters.
I
I'm gonna go
will.
shave
This,
right
I
now.
would.
this Emma's
Oh.
been through a lot. This Emma in an
That's
alternate
true.
universe has an eye patch.
That's true. That Emma has lived a little.
Yep.
She's ridden the Orient Express
And live to tell.
and
Mhm.
lived
Nope,
to tell
actually
about it.
didn't.
Oh, that's
Hugo
true.
did.
Yeah.
Hugo, that was amazing that he. Anyhow, no, that's a whole. Never mind.
Oh, did you get Tamagatoras? I'm assuming, Ezra, this one is for you.
If pie is incorporated into their deaths.
I mean, pie is incorporated into my dinner. I don't know about anybody's death.
No, that's a reference back to your mitten, where I was
Yeah.
upset that you hit
Oh, yeah.
someone in the face with a pie before I ever did in a game.
Halflings, what you gonna do? They're kind of tricky.
So you are loaded into a cart. First of all, you all can have whatever weapon, think of weapons you want. You have rifles. I know Flint has an elephant gun.
Mhm.
They'll give you can all have rifles. You can
Yeah.
have pistols, whatever you want.
I've got a regular rifle and an elephant gun,
Yeah.
just in case.
Yeah, they give you a 30-06.
I currently have a 45 pistol, which I think
Yeah.
might be the best that I can get because my firearm stuff is all on handguns.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, mine
Yeah.
is 2.
Is a 45, what's the damage on a 45 versus a 38?
45 is a 1d10 plus 2, and I actually have the thing open at the moment.
Okay.
Oh, actually, here, wait, I have it.
38 is a 1d10.
I've got a hunting knife. I don't know what else would I need beyond that. I feel obligated to
Up to you to
put
think.
on a flamethrower now.
So here's the fun part about flamethrowers in World War One. In World War II, they were only sort of unreliable. In World War One, they were more dangerous to the person using it than they were to the person they were being used on.
I'm
Yeah.
aware of that. It doesn't mean I'm not tempted to strap one on. It doesn't mean I'm going to walk out with it, but I might strap one on. And then put it back down and be like, that was fun.
Another Emma would second the flamethrower because then could we fashion it to actually just squirt milk?
A milk thrower?
You needed that last time.
Boy,
Yep.
did we.
So Ezra, did you get my cat Kevin for 500?
I did. My cat Kevin also giving me 500, 1 inspiration, 500 bits. Thank you so much.
People.
It's actually my cat Penny, but
Okay.
Already going to kill us. Stop giving him inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
This is already stacked against us pretty heavily.
Is this accurate?
So I have told the players this, so I'll let it on stream. This, like, Cthulhu is made, the Call of Cthulhu is super dangerous if you're going to engage in combat. It's not a fun fight game. And so this is going to be a lot of combat scenario, maybe, depending on how diplomatic the B team wants to be. All right, so you are loaded
Rubbing
into
alcohol.
Yeah.
After last time,
Yeah.
apparently you can't underestimate the use of that stuff.
you are actually flown into Cairo. You
Ooh.
fly from London to Paris. You basically hopscotch all the way down the Balkans, and you land at an American army base in outside of Cairo, and then you are let loose on the city. the Muffin Mage is back with 500 inspiration to Amy because we need all the Emmas to survive.
We really do. We have to smush them together to make Emma Prime.
The extended
And kill that lady wherever she may be.
Was that the next ritual? Is to make an Emma Prime to
Emma
go up
Prime.
against Nitocris? Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
the
It's like
extended
Voltron.
the extended Emma-verse is happening here. So yeah, you are let out of this base, and you are, your luggage is being sent to the Palace Hotel, which is like one of the nicest hotels in downtown Cairo. It has not been on fire recently, so that's a bonus. And your luggage, including whatever ordnance you wanted to pick, and you are told to connect with Nigel Wasif for more intel on your target, and then however you decide to take out the target is up to you.
Did we get a place where we could go and meet him, or did we want to just go and meet him at the newspaper?
That's their suggestion, is just to meet him at the newspaper.
Okay.
Yep.
Scala Grimir, I don't know, Scala Grimir thinks that I have too much inspiration.
I
agree.
500 bits to the players. Thank you,
Thank
Scala Grimir. This is, man, I love it. You guys are making it rain out there. That's something
Someone's gonna make rent.
Someone's not gonna die.
That's
it's going to take more than inspiration. So yeah, it is evening of April 12th at this point. And you have a lovely dinner in downtown Cairo, and then the night is yours if you wish to use it.
Do we have anybody who speaks this language?
I'm afraid not.
Nope.
I'm more Latin and Chinese myself.
That would have been useful. Do we know anyone we can use to do the interpretations for us?
Is that a good idea even? I mean, let's meet our contact. I mean, he'll probably speak English, and then we can trust him to.
That's not until the morning.
Well, yeah, but is there anything that we need to do tonight?
Get sleep.
I kind of like to know what the rest of your experience is with how the rest of you got involved with Delta Green. I see that I know that John's former military, but the rest of you, why were you recruited?
We fought some plague gremlins on a cruise ship.
Plague gremlins.
Plague gremlins.
Yay tall.
Heisman babies.
Green.
Mm-hmm.
They cast sorcery and little beams that would you didn't want to be hit by them.
They figured out a way. They figured out a way to weaponize plague, and it got loose on the ship.
Didn't we light it on fire?
I think we did.
Always.
Funny story. Who figured out how to weaponize plague?
Indeed.
All right. But other than the plague gremlins on a boat, what else?
I think I shot a chupacabra once. Pretty sure, but it got away.
Has that?
I'm on a quest.
Okay, but has the agent fellow explained to you what the others are up to? What Alexandra, Emma, and the others have been doing? The reason they're traveling the globe?
Helping to resurrect an Egyptian queen.
I certainly hope that's not what they're doing.
We've heard a little bit of the explanation, but not a whole lot. We don't need to know a whole lot in order to complete our side of the job.
We know as much as you do.
You seem awfully concerned about this, about Alexandria and them. Why haven't you gone to be with them?
I've been in prison.
How did that happen?
What'd you do?
I was on the wrong side of an insurrection of a civil war.
I'm Irish.
Didn't help.
That's the shorter version of that answer. Yes.
Yeah, and I'm like,
the agent fellow arranged somehow to get me out of there. So I'm whatever he needs me to do, I'm more than happy to assist with this project. But I do have to tell you, this situation that the others are in is it's nightmare stuff.
I take my purse and basically like hide it under my chair as soon as he says I'm Irish.
All right.
Food.
I can believe that.
There's this I don't know what he is, a god, a deity or something. This black Pharaoh fellow who's like an aspect of a larger something that I'm not explaining this very well. This is not my ballyhoo, but he was in Egypt and his base of power is here. I'm assuming this Nitocris is some sort of,
The occult.
this is very much
God?
occult stuff, obviously occult stuff. And I wish that one of them were here to explain it better because it's not I guess it's not my expertise. But at any rate, all I know is these understand the Black Pharaoh fellow is supposed to be bringing some other fellow, some other horrible ancient deity back to Earth to destroy everything.
So Rogers explained to us that some sort of cataclysm in under a year is approaching or so.
Right, January
Yes.
20, I believe, next year.
Well, then that makes sense. Then, if this Nitocris lady has taken over the cult of the Black Pharaoh, she's working to probably bring him back. So maybe
Maybe not, but let's just put out as many of these fires as we can, right?
Yeah, I hate cultists anyway. We just go and kill them.
There was a cult operating in England that we'd already dealt with, and they were trying to do something similar, trying to summon some horrible ancient being in a ritual site they had out in the English countryside. And we took care of him in that cult. Perhaps something similar is happening here in Egypt.
Donald,
so-
take an intelligence roll.
There we go. 14 success, which is actually that's a hard success.
Did you take care of the cult?
Yeah.
I think we took care of the cult leader. I'll put it that way.
That's a little more
Certainly
accurate.
And then the other cult leader came after us, and the second cult leader we also took care of too. That's 2 cults. taken care of.
So wait a second, Donald, can you back up and explain, with this cult, did this cult in England bring forth a god or a pharaoh?
I think if they did, we all would be dead right now. They did not. They did not succeed in
Okay.
their evil, horrible plans of some sort. And the grounds where they were using to do the ritual, Delta Green cleansed all that as well.
Yeah, well,
And-
that's what he mentioned. All right, got it.
And your lot were fighting something in New York. That's what had you bringing Alexandria to my door when I met you first.
Something was fighting us, frankly, in New York. I don't even know if we were very successful there. We barely got out with our lives.
Well, you got out with your lives. That's not nothing.
So
what does
did-
everyone here do?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
What does everyone do as far as what skills do you have?
I'm a reporter. I work for the Scoop, so I have some knowledge in the mysterious and unknown, because that's what we report on.
Well, this contact is
hunter.
also a newspaper fellow as well. That'd be a good
Mhm.
person for you to talk with.
I was an acrobat in a traveling circus, but these cultists, they came over. They had were looking for a book that they thought my mother had, and they came. They took my father's life. They took my mother's life, and they smashed our caravan. And I ran away. When I came back, they took all my belongings and went out in search of them. So that's why I'm here, to find the cult and find out what they did.
All right, so you're more breaking and entering type. That'd be good.
So we have a question for you, the Brits here. Why is an Irishman in charge? Since technically they're in charge of nothing and obviously can't even execute an insurrection properly.
Emma.
I don't think I'm in charge of anything, frankly. I think
You're acting like it.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
he's
just
just-
know a little bit about the.
Yeah, he's just getting to know us.
And okay, mustache man.
What?
How much? What's with the big gun, sir? And I don't mean that as a euphemism.
Not that kind of
Fine.
game.
I mean, it works as that kind of euphemism too.
I track down and hunt game.
That'll be good. All right. Well, we need to essentially gather intel on what we're up against, figure out who this person, what she looks like, where she is, where she's located.
And if we can even kill her.
I certainly hope we can.
That's the
If
real
people
question.
come back from the dead, then
It sounds
Well,
like some
that's-
scurvy magic to me.
And that's really the question is, where can we go and research what Nitocris is? Is she dead? Did the cult bring her back as a mummy? Is she like a unmummified? Is this like a ghostly possession?
Rogers did show us a picture of her, right?
Yes, and she was a young,
Okay.
attractive African woman, I guess.
Just African, I imagine.
And
But-
if we end up having to encase her in concrete and dropping her at the bottom of the ocean instead of killing her, do you think Rogers will have any objections to that?
He killed an entire noble family with flamethrowers, so probably not.
Okay.
But did he mention what the woman's name was? What I'm trying to get at here
No,
is,
no, she's going
it
under an
didn't-
alias right
yeah.
now, and we don't know what it
Yeah.
is. We're gonna have to meet
You know,
with
so-
Yeah.
is she a I don't know how to put this, reliquefied, like rejuiced, dried out mummy? Or is she the spirit
Ew.
of the mummy possessed in another individual?
That's an
Rogers
excellent
didn't.
question.
Did Rogers specify? I'm sorry if I forgot, but he just was like, "Yeah, an
Oh,
Egyptian queen has
picture.
returned from the dead," and it's like,
And he showed us a picture. And that's
kill
it.
her again.
Yeah.
The telegram that was sent to Rogers was maddeningly unclear on how Nitocris actually came back.
What?
Can't imagine how that would have happened.
There were 2 whole telegrams for that. They didn't have to make sense, but I figured piece them together.
There was something about a sword or something. So yeah, the night will pass uneventfully. You'll have a nice rest, and you can go and meet the next day Nigel Wasif. He is at the offices of the courier, and he is obviously an Anglophile. He is dressed impeccably in the latest British fashion. He is very excited to see some of you. You were also given a catchphrase that will let him know that he's a spy.
The
Which-
cheese
A
has
spy.
syllabus.
Yeah, it's "you're a spy" is the catchphrase. They never expect that one. Yes, hello, my friends. Hello, welcome to Cairo. Tell me, how can I be of assistance?
Have we already given the catchphrase to him?
Was that your lead? You just walk in and
Well, no.
the swallow flies at midnight.
Well, I didn't catch what was it actually. I didn't know if that was actually
The catchphrase is Omega 37.
Okay, then we'll come up with something clever. Like we're here to follow up on the Omega 37 story that you wrote a couple years back.
So as soon as you say that, he will very calmly and cheerily stand up and close the door to his office. I'm guessing that England sent you?
I mean, we dispatched from England, but the US sent us.
Huh. You're American. Well, I am an agent of the British Empire, and so you've how can I help? What do you need? What is your mission here?
Actually, I was under the impression we were here to help you with a resurrected Egyptian queen.
Oh, you're the strike team.
I like that. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm actually feeling really badass right now. Like, yeah, we're gonna actually. No, wait, are we?
No.
Oh,
Oh boy.
but a part of my brain is like, hell yeah, we are. We're here to take out a resurrected sorceress queen.
Damn straight.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is gonna go smooth.
There's no way this could possibly go wrong.
I mean, straight down. There's not gonna be a single bump on the way.
Now, so we've got to ask this gentleman here about the cultists.
Well, we weren't told to concern ourselves too much with the.
The
Well-
cult of the Black Pharaoh?
That's right.
This lady, this resurrected queen, we're told is leading or has consolidated a lot of the cult of the Black Pharaoh around herself.
Yes. The former head was Omar al-Shakti, and he has disappeared mysteriously. And this woman who claims to be the reincarnation of Nitocris, she has consolidated power and taken over. She's usually here in Cairo, but she has also taken over Al-Shakti's compound, which is out towards Giza. He has a plantation, a cotton plantation, that he used as his base of operations. It's so at this point it becomes, everybody make a psychology roll.
All right.
Hang on.
Poop on a stick.
No.
Oh,
No, I totally did not.
Okay, so
Bad.
It's one of my things.
Oilson is the only one who made it. It is clear that he is like getting off on playing the spy game,
Of course.
and he's like, "You're here to kill Nitocris? Oh my goodness, that's so exciting!"
Oh, and deal with the cultists.
No, our job is just to kill her.
We'll probably have to deal with the cultists too.
We'll probably have to, but our priority is Nitocris.
Especially since she's the one consolidating power. If we can kill her, we'll scatter their power.
Tonight there is a gala at the Egyptian Museum, and this, whatever Nitocris's new role and name is, I have a few pictures of her, and he pulls out one of the pictures that Rogers showed you. He has two other pictures of her that Rogers didn't have that kind of look like society page photos of her sort of hobnobbing with other rich Egyptians. And Wasif will explain that at least in one of them, she's also hobnobbing with high-level Egyptian government officials.
Oh, that's not good.
No, not at all.
Is there a name attached to any of these?
No.
Someone who's gotten that powerful without letting her name get around.
yeah. So
How
I was
long
about to
was
say,
it?
who took the pictures? I mean, honestly, how do you take a picture without getting attribution? Who's
For the caption, at least.
I mean, I asked the photographer. This was provided to me by the Al-Shakti family, which is the umbrella of his various interests and organizations. They have a charitable side, the Al-Shakti Foundation, and this was a fundraiser for the Al-Shakti Foundation. And I asked, in my role as the editor, I asked for some publicity shots, and every shot they sent me had this woman in it. This is the 3 they sent me, and they didn't list any name for her, but they named all of the other people in the picture. And I replied back asking who the woman in the picture was, and I've had no response.
and what does the Al-Shakti Foundation contribute to?
They give large amounts of money to the various soup kitchens and mosques that care for the poor and indigent here in Cairo.
Mhm.
But she will be at this gala tonight at the Egyptian Museum.
Do we think any of us would want to put ourselves in a situation of exposing ourselves to her at this point?
We need to figure out who she is, at the very least. If we
No,
can
we just need to wait for her to enter or exit the plantation compound and snipe her.
That works too. We're going to get some intel as well. Perhaps see what she's up to. But I don't know who amongst us is good at sort of infiltration, sort of missions like this.
And Emma goes to another party.
Exactly. I'm kind of important in the party circle, if you know what I mean. Do we know where the compound is in Giza specifically?
Yeah, he'll give you the exact location. It's a plantation, so it's many acres.
Okay.
And my guess is that there's probably not like a tree or something to hide in, because Cairo's
No, we'd have to
remarkably low on those things.
All five of us behind the tree like this.
No,
Well,
but
I'm thinking about our snipers and having somewhere high up to shoot from.
it doesn't have to be high up, but we would need something to cover ourselves that would blend in.
I mean, you could maybe find. No, you'd need to be on the compound to get a good shot.
Yeah, no, we'd have to go in.
Hide in the cotton field, but sniper rifles in the 20s were not, like rifles were not going to shoot
A mile.
away.
I wonder if they need more people to
No.
work at this thing.
Or deliveries. What's
Yeah,
delivered in and
yeah.
out of the compound.
Yeah.
You can easily find Wasif can easily find out for you. Although he says, there is it's a cotton plantation, so cotton is being picked up and delivered fairly daily.
Right, but I was thinking about, if we could get close to her during this thing, we might not even have to wait for her to get out.
We can't take her out in public. That would be ridiculous.
There's all sorts of ways at a party to get someone into a private corner.
That's a hell of a
Come on, don't you know this? Alexandria told me that.
that was more her style. She was up close. It's not really my special.
Who else is in the pictures with her besides El Shakti, her, and
So Al Shakti is not in the pictures because remember Al Shakti's
Okay.
dead. You guys know that. Well, you
Oh,
guys know
okay,
that Al
sorry.
Shakti's dead. It's clear that Wasif does not know that Al Shakti's dead. He just says Al Shakti has mysteriously disappeared.
okay.
But we were told that he died
With
by
the sword.
Rogers.
We were told that he disappeared. I don't know if we were told that he died.
I think it was in the telegrams
Yeah, the
because the
telegram
last one
mentioned
that we
Omar Al
sent
Shakti
was
died.
Yeah.
So do we know who else is in the pictures?
Yeah, he'll there. One of them is with some rich socialites in some Egyptian, and then the other one is with government officials, so people from the Interior Ministry. Wasif can get you entry to this gala. Whoever wants to go.
I think that having at least a couple of us go to this gala is a good idea to at least start trying to gather some information on her. If this is one of the only places where she'll appear in public is at events like these, then getting as much information as we can get is all to the better.
And who do we think?
Well, I'm thinking that our two style people here, Mr. Doyleson and
Oh, Emma and Doyleson would be perfect to
Emma.
go
Yeah.
inside.
but I want to try to see if I can get into and work with one of these things. I got some skills in that area, serving, playing all that.
Joe, I don't know if you look the part, frankly. Apologies, but it looks like most of the employees for events like this are going to be native locals.
Wasif will say that it would be unheard of for a white person to be serving drinks at any event in Cairo.
That's my concern about getting onto the plantation disguised as any delivery drivers or anything like that, as well as we are all a little too white for that.
Yeah, I was thinking
To blend
something more
in.
along the lines of
There's
like
an episode name that would get us in trouble. We're all
Right?
white.
Still too white for this.
Yeah, I was going to say I have disguise, but that's not going to work. It's not the right kind of disguise. I can get the jacket and the hat, but yeah.
Right?
What?
Well, what if Thorncastle and Durson and myself are security on the outside? We keep an eye on things from the outside while the two of you infiltrate.
Care to go to a party, Miss Emma?
Absolutely, Dr. Doyleson.
All right, so Flint, Joe, and Donald all make me, let's call them spot hidden rolls to
Excellent.
find good hidey holes. And
Well, before that, I do want to look into materials for a ghillie suit or two ghillie suits.
so
Too long range.
Before our time,
the
or a little after our time.
the trick,
No.
Yeah, it was a ghillie suit, World War I.
yeah, they were.
Yeah.
I mean, it's camouflage has been around since time immemorial. The trick is urban is much harder. Like here, you want to find somewhere on a roof maybe or something
I'm
But if
talking
you're talking
about
about the
for
cotton
the
plantation-
plantation. I'm expecting we're gonna have to go to the plantation later. I'm just doing a little bit of prep work. But anyhow, for this, I'm rolling 4. What am I
The
rolling?
3 of you make spot hiddens. Give me a thumbs up if you got it.
Yeah.
Where's spot hidden? Oh my god, I'm not good at that.
All right. So
I'm mediocre. I'm not the 68 that Silvano is.
and Joe,
Fair
you
enough.
missed it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So 2 out of 3 missed it. So you find an okay spot. It's got some overlook of the front entrance where main people are coming in, but it doesn't really have any coverage on it doesn't have any coverage of any of the back entrances. But you are on the roof of a small building that is overlooking the entrance to the British Museum, the stairway up, the grand stairway up to the British Museum.
And if we get caught, we could always say that we were hired by Doyleson to protect him or something.
No,
We're not getting caught.
that would link us to him.
Oh, yeah.
We're not getting caught.
All right,
That
so
too, but
it is you guys, the outside team. You're going to need to get up there fairly early so that you're not going up there like once the gala is started. It does not seem with one spot hidden, it does not seem like this is a high security event. It seems like it's pretty much just the museum's security, but it's not. It's not like it doesn't seem like there's a lot of outside security that you can see. There's like one guy at the door of the museum. That's about it. So Emma and Doyleson, you both have invitations. So you get all gussied up, and about 6 o'clock you head to the British. Do you want to go in when it starts? Do you want to go in the middle? When do you want to?
Oh, fashionably late.
I think at least a half hour after it's meant to start, possibly 45 minutes.
All right. Yeah. So you head in, and there's a photographer taking pictures of people that come in. On the outside, you guys have not seen Nitocris enter. Anyone that looks like that picture. Most people drive up to the steps and they start walking up, and you have a pretty good view of them. You haven't seen anyone that matches that description going in. And you two, when you go in, it's not terribly high security. There's one guy at the door who checks your invitations, and then you are sauntered in. And this, in the Egyptian Museum, there's a room that is essentially meant to be a pharaoh's tomb. It's like the inside of a pyramid, and that's where this ball is taking place. Okay. So you are led into this massive ballroom that has sarcophagi and these 20-foot tall black stone statues that to other people that are not here would look very familiar.
I was wondering.
And walls of hieroglyphics and all of this stuff. And the room is more than half full. And there are lovely canapes being passed around and beverages. Champagne is flowing freely.
Do I see any of the ministers from any of the pictures that we've seen so far?
Make a spot hidden roll.
Come on, dice.
I was gonna ask that. We had paid attention.
The outside team can also make spot hidden rolls.
I just made it.
All right. So go ahead and outside team make your rolls.
60 is not a success.
All right. So
I got a hard success.
Hard success.
Nice.
So you definitely see one of the ministers from the interior minister. We'll call him
Minister A.
We'll call him Minister Asif has oh wait, do I want to use that name?
And I'll point him out.
Okay, yeah, you point him out. So and Emma, you see the same thing. You see the interior minister with, it looks like maybe 2 aides is sort of, making he's making the rounds of the party.
Okay, so I grab Doyleson under the arm and I intercept that row of people so that he gets to me next.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
And make an appearance roll.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
I'm just her arm candy.
So it's a hard success.
Yes. So Minister Asif clearly takes notice of you, and he says, "Oh, hello, madam. How enchanting to meet you. Tell me, what brings you to this gala tonight?"
Oh, Minister, this is very exciting. I have never been to such an exotic place before. Is all of this you're doing in here? This is a fantastic party.
Yes, all of the items you see in here are reclaimed from the hated English.
For what it's worth, John Doyleson is an American. Just throwing that out there.
These were all items that the English wished to take back to their British museum.
Mhm.
But no, thanks to the work of my country and our overthrowing of the colonial yoke, we have connected and returned Egypt's birthright. And
So you're telling me
there's a little bit of fanaticism to his voice as he's saying.
Okay.
And I'm sure
So
I can feel Emma's arm grip getting just a little bit
know, I
tighter
sound
on
like
my arm.
So you're telling me, and I kind of like, after I regain my composure and be like, everything's good. It's okay. It's okay. I kind of lean away from Doyleson and just sort of pet his arm and just say, so you're telling me you lead the team to acquire all of these magnificent items?
Well, I have certainly put a lot of work into it, but so have so many people. I am blessed that there are many fellow Egyptians who believe that our birthright and our culture belongs in Egypt.
Mm-hmm. So who are all of these statues?
Oh man. All right. So now he will start to he's either making stuff up or he has a really good knowledge of Egyptology.
Okay.
If either of you have any archaeology, you can roll it.
Ha.
See if you can tell if he's he doesn't
The 1% chance, go for it.
I mean, I could psychology and see if I can tell if he's lying, but that's about all I got.
I'd accept that.
Could I reverse fast talk him?
Reverse fast talk.
Slow talking him?
Goodness. I got a 91.
All right. He is chapter and verse telling you exactly who's who and what's what.
My goodness.
Okay.
And so he is he'll give you like a tour of of everything that is going around, and he will start to talk about all the various places and the various things in here, and after about 30 minutes he says, "Madam, you must excuse me. Pardon me." And he like makes his excuses, and he steps over to one of the tall statues, and you see sort of standing by the statue is that woman you saw in the picture, and she and the minister are talking.
Okay.
Did we see her come in?
Nope.
I'm like, where's L on this piece of paper?
You guys on the outside, no one else has come in. You have been watching.
Can we, so Donaldson and I, we just kind of like, I do one of those fake talks, like, can you hear what they're saying?
Oh, you want to try and like slide in close and listen?
Kind of like, I want to do this. We're having a one-on-one conversation and he's having a conversation over there. We're pretending to talk, but not talk.
Yeah. I would like to join in the listen as well.
Let's see. You know what? I'll call that a listen roll. Sure.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I need inspiration if I'm going to do this. How did you do?
I made it.
All right. So with one success, you will get close enough to hear stuff, but if they made the spot hidden roll, it will be obvious to them. With 2 listen successes, you'll be close enough and it won't be obvious.
Do it.
Okay. I mean, my listen is 69. Let me change. Ooh, do I try these dice again?
Nice.
Are you using Birds of Paradise?
No, I'm not. I don't even know I'm using the cheater dice. So I just make
Oh.
a standard success.
All right. So yeah, you don't notice, or you are not noticed, and you are both close enough to hear that she is clearly telling him that the delivery must be made to the compound by midnight tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And he, the minister, is sort of like, well, it's very hard, and they might notice it's missing, and so on and so forth. And she's just having none of it. She says it's delivered to the compound tomorrow by midnight. You know what you must do. And that's like a you're dismissed. You know what you have to do.
Oof. What does she sound like to us? What does she have, an accent of any variety? Does she sound, what does she sound like?
She's speaking perfect English.
Mm-hmm.
And she sounds like
British English?
Yes, British English.
Okay.
And you don't detect any hint of an accent.
She was made out of Emma Prime, so I don't know how she turned British though.
Interesting.
Can I glance over? Because I'm doing one of those. I mean, we've all done this at a party where you're just like, don't look there, but there's a person that's really important over there kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I wheel around and look at her, she's obviously looking him dead in the eye. She's not looking around the room.
That's right. Yeah, she is like, as a matter of fact, she seems like so focused on him that she's not even noticing. Like you got, like she's oblivious to you two.
Wow.
And when the conversation is over, where do they part to? Does she kind of just slink back into the shadows? Does he like run off? What happens?
He leaves the party to go and do some, like he heads off, like sort of berating the other two to get to work, and we have to make this happen and that sort of thing. And she just lingers, sipping a champagne and sort of smiling and watching the party.
Well, doctor, that one's yours.
Possibly. Might be able to
And I grab, if there's a server that comes by, I grab 2 things of champagne, hand it to the doctor, and be like, you're up.
All right.
I take the empties and go hide.
Excellent. I'm gonna linger for a second, not like obviously lingering, but like give it a second until I can see that her glass is a little low.
She already rolled 100 on the spot hidden. She has no idea you're even there.
That was your
I thought it was, I have to roll a hard success or we're screwed.
So did I.
Nope. I should change out my dice. I need some birds of paradise.
You do.
I mean, clearly. All right. So once I've noticed that her drink is low enough that a gentleman could reasonably get away with offering her another drink, I'm gonna walk over to her.
Okay. So yeah, she'll like look up. Finally, she notices you, and she sort of smiles, and she nods her head as you hold up the glass, and she will take the glass of champagne and clink glasses with you and take a sip.
Shoot, I'm bad at flirting.
Oh, come on.
No, I'm really bad at this.
I think 20s, like.
Just I'm the first line that comes to mind. Just give it a shot, and we'll re-roll with inspiration if it's terrible.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're British. You're not British, so you can
American.
Be a little bit inappropriate.
Huh? Oh, you can be a little bit inappropriate.
Yeah, you're not British. You can be a little bit inappropriate.
Nice. All right, fine. Everyone's just staring at me. I love this.
I just thought of 3 mummy jokes that would probably get me slapped.
Don't give it away. Don't do a mummy joke.
No.
If you're not comfortable, you could also, you could sort of pseudo X card this. We could come up with ideas for you to get out of the situation too, if you don't want to play it.
Yeah, I'm honestly really bad at this, and I don't want to be the one sticking my foot in my mouth.
Oh, if there's a bad one though, I want to hear it.
Of all
Or
the
you could-
jewels in Egypt, clearly the finest one is standing in front of me.
Oh, there we go. The jewel of the Nile. I like it.
Yeah.
That's so American. That's the best.
I like it.
All you have to do is spill a drink on her after that, and you nailed it.
All right. She looks at you and she involuntarily laughs.
Oh wait, and we got 500 inspiration for how you doing?
Doyleson. That was the backup line. Yo,
I'd rather be Joey in this situation. I really
Evil
would.
Egypt Queen, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
My goodness, you are very bad at flirting.
Yes, it's not a skill I'm particularly good at. I apologize.
You are also not from Cairo.
No, I'm not.
You're American?
Yes, I am.
And what brings you to our beautiful city?
Oh, curiosity mostly. The wonders of Egypt are, of course, spoken of worldwide, and I finally had opportunity to come and see for myself.
Ah, and so you're a tourist?
Of sorts, yes.
I see. And tell me your name?
Dr. Doyleson, Dr. John Doyleson.
A doctor?
Yes.
You're not an archaeologist, are you, I hope?
No, medical doctor.
That's much better.
And your name, madame?
I am make up a name. I am Sharifa Rawash.
Sharifa Arash. Pleasure to meet you.
Of course. And why are you what brings you to this gala? This is not a tourist event.
No, a friend of mine was able to procure an invitation, and she thought that it would be best that we come and see the lovely museum when it's not when it's not so full of other tourists. Gets the inside view of things, so to speak.
I see. This was not an inexpensive ticket. You must do rather well for yourself, Dr. Doyleson.
Well, I keep myself busy.
I see. You know, we have so few skilled doctors here in Cairo.
That's a shame, truly.
Are you traveling or are you staying? Because were you staying, I might have a job opportunity for you.
What sort of a job?
Well, I run a very large cotton plantation, and I'm not sure how much you know about the cotton business, but it can be a little dangerous for some of the workers. And having a doctor to aid them would certainly not only increase productivity, but also increase morale.
Oh, certainly. I've seen some of the things that the cotton machines can do. Terrible things, but I've dealt with worse.
And tell me, doctor, where are you from?
New York.
New York. Oh, I would love to visit New York.
You should come and visit sometime. It is, well, it's certainly very different from Cairo, but it has its own life to it.
Yes, you know, there's a store that I would love to visit in New York.
Really? Which one?
Yes, it's called the Juju House. Perhaps you've been?
I don't believe I have.
You seem strangely familiar for some reason. Have you been to Egypt before?
I haven't, but I'm told that I have one of those faces.
Ah, yes, I have one of those faces as well. I keep it in a closet.
Useful place to keep it, as long as it keeps cedar around it so the moths don't get to it.
Oh, I see. I appreciate that you were not put off by my little joke.
medical man. Dark humor is sort of my bailiwick.
Well, doctor, if you are interested, I would be very happy to show you my plantation. Maybe in a couple days you could come by. Let me give you the card of my assistant.
I would be delighted.
And she hands you a card that has a phone number on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she says call her assistant in a couple days, and she'll arrange a tour of the compound. And I would love to try and convince you to stay in Egypt forever.
Well, depending on what sort of things you have going on, I might be able to be convinced.
You know, my ancestors believed that someone that dies in Egypt lives on forever, eternal. Perhaps we could see if that even holds true for Westerners.
Could be an interesting experiment.
But if you will excuse me, I do need to get back to running my large business. Excuse me. And she kind of fades back, and you see her go out a side door.
Okay.
And make a spot hidden roll. And Emma, I'll let you make this roll as well.
Okay. While we're rolling, Spoonzo gave us another 500 bits for having your flirting skills insulted by Mythos entity.
It's not nothing. I rolled a critical success.
Boom.
That's good because I rolled a 94.
Yeah,
Thomas is getting
7.
Thomas is getting me new dice.
So with a critical success, you will see that when she goes to the side door, there are like 6 guys that have heavies written all over them. And they are immediately surrounding her.
Okay. Do I see any weapons on them?
With a critical success, you think there are definitely some guns in there somewhere.
Okay.
But nobody carrying like a sword or anything like that.
Sure. So after giving them a few moments to fade off and me just sort of standing there going, I think I just got threatened. Reasonably sure I just got threatened. Great.
What did she say?
If you die in Egypt, maybe you will live on eternally. Let's see if that holds true for Westerners. That feels like a threat.
It does. It also feels creepily romantic, but also a threat.
You know, with ancient Egyptian queens, it could go one way or the other, I suppose.
Yeah, I love you forever. Now let me put you in cement and lock you here. I don't know.
Right. So
Yeah.
I tell Emma all of what just transpired, and that now I have a standing invitation to the plantation because doctors are in short supply here.
But that's not going to help us get in before the delivery.
Right. So,
is there anybody else at the party that looks like somebody that we need to know? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like Emma knows what I'm looking for. I'm looking for high rolling, influencer peddling.
Credit rating roll.
Ooh.
Thomas brought me new dice. Where's the other 10s? This one?
I like that you just looked at them like it's the first time you've seen dice.
Well, yeah.
It's the first time she's seen those dice.
It's the Birds of Paradise, and the 10s ones has a 10 on it.
Right.
Which is a little bit strange. No, I do not make it.
All right.
Do you want to inspire it?
Do we, or do I, doctor, what's your credit rating? I mean, you're a doctor.
She's a
16.
mob doctor. It's a little different.
16 nonetheless. My credit's not bad.
I was about to say, doctor, who do you see anyone here worth getting to know?
You want me to make the roll as well?
Yes, please. Listen to me. Yes, please.
Verifies the GM wasn't about to say no, don't you dare. That's a 94.
Oof. We get drunk and this is the best time
Yeah,
ever.
you guys have a great time at the party. So the 3 on the roof have a fairly boring night. It seems like you never see Nitocris go in or come out.
And we didn't see the other guy either? You didn't see him come out?
You see Minister Asif come out. Yeah.
Okay.
He comes out and he gets in a car with a couple of he gets in a car with a couple of aides, and there's about 11 o'clock. People start streaming out. You do not see Doyleson and Emma. They are shutting that thing down. They are like,
we're looking for an after party. Really,
Emma's asking if there's still shrimp. She's like,
no, I want to go to the after party. Like, where's the after party? That's what I want to know.
BarCon, go to BarCon.
So you can, there will be some rich Egyptians who are going to a club after this, and they're happy to have an attractive woman and her hanger on.
Let's say pet.
Upper 20s, yeah.
So yeah, you guys
We see them leave very drunk.
Yeah, you see them leave with a small group of other people, and they just walk down the street. They are all having a very good time.
Who are they with?
About 5, let's say it looks like 2 couples and a man, all of them kind of laughing, and there's a bottle being shared among them.
And who's in the party?
5 people that don't matter.
Okay, that was kind of my question.
Should we
Yeah,
follow
if you
them?
make the roll, maybe, but yeah. But you're gonna have a fun. It's gonna be a fun night. You're gonna party.
Okay.
Cairo. You go to the after party. They will. The 3 of you on the roof. You'll lose them. They turn a corner in the.
Well, it's about to say, do we try and head out after them, or do we head back to the palace and get dinner, or?
We were gonna.
Man, you aren't Silvano, because I know what Silvano would say.
Yeah. Now, so are we gonna try to wait to see if she comes out?
The idea was to
It's
see her.
over, and
We haven't seen her enter the party at all the entire evening.
yeah, we don't even know if she went in. So this could have just been a waste, and that's why they got drunk.
But could someone go catch up
That
to
is Silvano.
the
And that's why they got drunk.
Yeah, no, I can go after them.
Maybe Joe could contact them. They can tell us if we should stay or not. Get
Mhm.
back and let us know.
Yeah, I'll go around and see if I can get in front of them and say, "Oh, hey."
Sure, yeah, you are very skilled at this sort of thing. So yeah, the party train comes upon you, and you can accost them.
All right. Oh, hey, you guys forgot me. Let's go.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Did we mention that Emma's a mean drunk?
What would I say? Come on. You know who I am, Doctor.
Sorry, who? I'm going with them on this one.
What
I'm
is
not
Joe
about to get punched.
So, what is Joe dressed like?
Well, I was on a roof just a little while ago.
Yeah,
So I
not in a ghillie suit, hopefully. but-
no. But I am wearing I'm wearing a vest. And I have my hair and come on, guys, let's go party.
And I look to the group and I'm like, I've got this. And I go into my purse and like take a couple quid out and then get up to Joe and just be like, oh, you poor dear. And I just basically just be like, Am's great, we got this.
Oh, all right. Thanks. I'll see you guys at the party later. I'll go
Absolutely.
get some more alky. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. They're slightly confused, but the party has not stopped, so they keep going. And unless you guys want to do anything else, you will spend a fun night.
Yep.
In various hookah bars and enjoying
Yeah, I
the
mean-
sights of rich person Cairo.
Emma's goal here is to basically be known and to know people at these parties to make social connections, so that like my important thing here would be to meet the bouncers, to meet the important people in the parties, just so that if I'm ever in another situation, I can either get into the bar or call for help or make a connection between this person and that person to get to this person, kind of thing. Like that's it's just social climbing and nonsense.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That kind of stuff.
Yeah. And,
Yeah, sure.
and most of my goal with this sort of thing is mostly to keep an eye on Emma and make sure that she doesn't get into trouble that she can't get herself out of. I know that I'm not the life of the party. I'm not the looker here. So I'm just going to make sure that she's safe.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, that's no problem. You
And I'm assuming that you gave me a little bit of information and said, I'll see you back at the hotel later, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah. And then I'll
just
come and
was
tell
kind
these
of
guys.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
got this. We'll be back. Don't worry.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, that's
cool.
great.
And I'll tell these
no
guys.
problem. So yeah, you spend the evening with these people, and you feel like you've made some connections in kind of rich party group of Cairo, the ne'er-do-well kids of rich families and that sort of thing.
Best connections.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
How long are you guys staying on the roof?
No, when we find out we're not needed on the roof.
And when Joe tells us that we're not needed on
Right.
the
Yeah. Because as far as we know, still, like, Nitocris never showed up. This is just them, like, making the best of a bad situation. So we should,
Go back to the hotel
yeah,
and wait.
and talk about how we can potentially get onto the compound without being detected.
I think we need to take a look at the compound from a distance.
Hmm.
I'm wondering if any of these English fellows could let us use one of those airplanes that we travel there. When I get a view of the compound from above. If that's
You
possible.
could ask at the U.S. Army base,
We
Yeah,
could-
that's a good idea. It's a
or
good
you could ask
idea.
Wasif.
Let's talk to them tomorrow about that. Perhaps doing a recon from an airplane.
Well, I think the army base would be the best way to less likely for information to get out, right?
Right.
Well, but do we have anybody at the army base? So we just have this one guy, right?
That one guy's pretty important.
Well, no, but
Yeah,
if we get him to take us to them, right? We can't just walk to the army base and go, yo.
Well,
you wanna
remember,
play?"
you came into the Army base,
Yeah, we left from the
Oh.
army base.
Cairo. That's where you came.
Gotcha.
Cairo.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Yeah, let's do that tomorrow morning.
All right. I'm there.
Okay, so you guys will get back in the shank of the evening after a lovely night out. Both of you make me con rolls.
Oh boy. I mean, I'm
Hard
going to be
success.
hungover, and that's just a thing. What's my con? Oh yeah, I make it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's nice to play someone whose con is over 25.
Yeah.
So you both wake up the next morning, none the worse for wear. This is not your first rodeo. Doyleson usually drinks alone, but it's like drinking alone. There are just more people around.
It's about right.
So you you all come together and you let them know about Nitocris and all that you got, and they tell you they sat on a roof for 4 hours.
Very peaceful.
She
I'm
never,
sure it was.
Night.
never left the museum, and she never arrived at the museum, which means
Well, not through the front.
She came
Is
in.
she doing that?
She came and went through a side door, or at least she left through a side door, surrounded by 6 heavies.
Is she staying there?
Say again.
Is that where her quarters are? She's living in the museum, the basement or something.
I was having that same thought. Like, is she like Dracula, where she just goes back into her sarcophagus and just goes, and that's it. Good night.
I mean, maybe, but it seems more likely that she'd be out at the compound because that's where she invited me to come and get the tour of the place.
It's possible she left through the back. We didn't see her leave, but we didn't see her leave. So
Yeah, if you were only watching the front, that seems pretty likely. It's a big building.
And you didn't see a car roll around because she seemed to be quite well off in the fact that she probably has workers and cars and
Not
Right.
The
one
only
that we
car,
could
the
get
one
it.
we saw the Ministig
view.
guy take off.
Mhm.
Mm. Oh yes, that would have been after she commanded him to have something delivered to the compound tonight at midnight.
what is that item? How do we find it out?
I think the only way that we can really find out is being there. They didn't specify what it was. He seemed to indicate that it would be very hard to get and that they would really have to work hard to expedite it.
Well, that fellow there is the one who's responsible for recovering Egyptian artifacts. So it must be some other Egyptian artifact that is logical to presume.
It seems probable if she's working to consolidate her power.
So I wonder, maybe we could talk to him, or someone could talk to him to find out what it might be.
Emma might
So-
be able to get something out of him, but
Can I ring down, or can I look in a phone book or whatever they do in the 20s to find out where the interior minister, Asif is the interior minister, like where his office is?
Sure. In the 20s, they used Bing.
Of course they did.
Now we've come so much farther.
Yeah.
Not much.
So yeah, his offices are like in downtown Cairo.
Okay, so if it's a phone book type thing, I pull out the pages and just lay it on the table and just say, we might want to start by just good old fashioned stakeout, or whatever the term is for the 20s.
Well, we were talking about going to the army base to see if we can get an aerial view of the compound.
I have a thought. We only have, what, 12 hours, perhaps less, before we drop that item. Perhaps someone can break into his office. Maybe Joe would be good at doing something like that. Other ones who do the aerial recon.
It's a lot harder to break into an office during the day.
Yeah.
Yes.
well, there's that. And then also there aren't a lot of airplanes around here. If we have someone fly directly over the compound, that's gonna raise some suspicions.
I wouldn't want to fly directly over, but from nearby, we can get a look at it from above. We can fly.
Still, those things are loud,
It's better than going there in person.
I suppose.
There's no up on that compound if it's out in the desert.
I'm not a farmer, but
Excellent lead in. Continue.
Where's
There's
this
a
going?
pregnant ellipse there.
I'm just stopping for, like, does this Emma have any idea what this Emma wouldn't? Never mind. I mean, her intelligence is much better than the other Emma, but
Stop
Well,
bragging
That
and get to
quarter gets you
the.
a quarter.
She might have met some like rich what's the word that I'm looking for?
tobacco plantation gentleman.
Yeah,
What are you
exactly.
looking for here?
He was
Offer me a
talking
roll.
about the fact that sometimes they seed their crops using biplanes and whatever else farmerly things that happen from an
I mean,
airplane.
crop dusting
back
for
then?
sure.
Sure.
We're getting a
I don't wanna
zeppelin.
use those words.
They drop awful chemicals all over them.
Yeah.
I thought you just farted and walked away. Sorry.
Now I want that to be an episode title.
Did you just fart and walk away?
So yeah, you could, you figure from the military base, you could probably get access to a plane and a pilot, and kind of, be as surreptitious as one can in an airplane, floating around there.
How crappy are cameras in the 20s?
Pretty crappy.
All right,
I was
just
about to say, I'm a reporter. I put one on your table. I'm like, clunk, clunk.
Yeah, it's like big.
Yeah,
It's a
you can
box.
fit that in a plane.
airborne photography is a nascent art.
You wouldn't get a good shot because it wouldn't develop on the plate fast
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
All right, pencil and paper it is.
There's some stuff being done with moving pictures.
What about a planning commission? I'm sure that there has to be, granted that we are in Egypt and it's not quite as controlled as it is in the UK, but there should be a planning commission that says what you can build, when it was built, things of
Yeah,
that
you
nature.
could. You could find you want to try and find like a blueprint or something of the
Like building permits and stuff.
plantation or something.
Don't
Is that
check
what
it
we're
out
looking
under your
for?
name.
Yeah.
With the judicious application of bribes and the help of Wasif, you could probably find something pretty easily.
Mhm.
So, who is going on the plane trip? And are we splitting the party? Please say we're splitting the party.
It sounds like we are,
In the party.
because I'm not going up in the airplane.
Am I the only one going on the plane?
Donald's going too.
All right.
All right.
Get our two
I wear
snipers up there.
dresses.
The two rifles are.
Yeah, we'll just hang out in the plane, and I think we can get her from here.
There would be a couple penalty dice on that roll.
Take a turn to aim.
So, and the other three are going to try and get the layout and.
Yeah, I could do layout, and I would recommend that if there's going to be recon work in front of that Joe would do that because she's a master of disguise.
Yeah, and Joe's gonna break in there in the middle of the day. I heard that. That's how good Joe is.
There's no
All
way
right,
that
so
can go
currently
wrong.
we have the party breaking into 3 groups. Doctor, where are you?
Well, I had to look at my sheet because I don't know this character as well, but I do have library use, and we had talked about maybe doing research on Nitocris.
Sure.
Mhm.
And actually like getting some information before we dive into this.
Okay.
Oh, our doctor's reading books.
I know.
Damn it.
This is the worst idea, but I have the library use in this group, I think.
Yeah. Actually, I do too. I've got 55 in library.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
you're a little bit better than mine.
Yeah, so I mean, I could go look for plans and then go help you at the library or whatever.
There we go. Okay, so I'll go with you to check out the plans, and then we can go to the library and do some research. So I'll stick
All
with
right,
them.
sounds good. Let's do the library first. So you can make library use rolls.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, hard success.
Critical success. I got a 4.
Boom. All right. So yeah, there are a lot of references. You know everything that the first characters knew about
Okay.
Nitocris.
Yay.
He was the consort of the Black Pharaoh, and there was all the stuff. You also find tons of references to the cult of the Dark Pharaoh, and you find clear connections, although kind of subtly stated, of the cult of the Black Pharaoh and Omar al-Shakti, and connections there, and sort of he ran it almost like a mob, where he was running this cult like a business, and it was like a money-making venture for him, along with trying to end the world.
Well, that looks familiar.
And you also will get an older, so this will be from about 1905, but there is a plan of the there's a plan of the plantation.
Okay, that's
And
also
it looks like there's a main building that is like a house, and then there's like a barnish kind of building, and then there's it looks like servants' quarters for about 15 people.
Boy, I'm having flashbacks to where the estate where we found what's his face, Gavigan.
Yeah.
This is not quite as put together. Well, actually, this is in better shape, probably in 1905 anyway.
Sure.
With a critical and a hard success, is there anything else you want to learn?
I love shaking
Yeah.
his head at us.
I know, because all the questions are all mythos related.
You do find multiple references to the name Dr. Ali Kafur.
Okay.
Who is
Yeah.
an occult professor at the Egyptian Museum. Oh man, Kafur should have been there last night.
Right.
We mentioned him in the telegrams
Yeah.
Yep.
repeatedly.
Rogers did not mention him though.
Yeah, I know.
Wonder if we should go meet with this fella, see if
We
he
could.
knows anything about. I mean, is there any reference to Nitocris being require anything specific in order to kill her?
No, there's very little reference to killing her.
Great.
Well, how did she die in the first, first iteration of Nitocris, like in her lifetime?
So she was entombed with the Black Pharaoh. It appears she was entombed alive.
Willingly?
No.
Interesting. So they were able to restrain her, though.
Yes.
Wow, that
And
seems.
who did it? Like, what was the new
what was
pharaoh?
his name? Snick. Oh gosh, there was a pharaoh who overthrew her. Overthrew the Black Pharaoh. Let's see here. I keep looking. There's a timeline of key events. It does not go all the way back to ancient Egypt.
That is a tremendous oversight with this module.
You need to start filling it out yourself.
Yeah.
That used to
Make
be one
your
of my
own
school
timeline.
assignments when I was a kid. I had this like 3-ring binder with a timeline in it, and I mean it was a thick ass binder.
Rachel,
Fill things out.
who is playing in my home game, just reminded me that the guy's name was Sneferu. The
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh who overthrew them was
Okay.
Sneferu.
Thank you, Rachel. We appreciate you.
It may shock you to learn that someone who is a library professional takes very good notes.
I'll bet she has excellent handwriting too.
She's also playing her character, and her backup character are brother and sister, and they are both equally oblivious. And one of them carries a cricket bat everywhere, and the other one just carries a baseball bat everywhere.
Were they separated birth and one's an American and one isn't?
No, they both are. Gosh, I think they're upstate New York or something. We also have a character who is now retired to a sanitarium who wanted to learn to raise the dead. And somewhere in the woods of Massachusetts, there's an undead poodle that he created that just slowly
Honestly.
walks. Yeah.
That's a great idea. If we could bring back Sneferu, what's his name?
Sneferu.
Sneferu.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we could bring back Sneferu, then he could just entomb Nitocris all over again.
Or
Done.
you could convince Octavius to raise a sorcerer legion.
I don't know who he is.
All right, zombie Sneferu. It's in the notes.
Of
It is.
course it is. You only write down the most important things.
And that's plan B for B team.
That's plan A. What do you mean plan B?
No, that's
No, we
plan
haven't tried the
C.
sniper rifle plan yet.
Okay.
All
So
right.
should I raise
Sneferu.
what's his name?
Sneferu.
Sneferu.
Neferu. Should I raise Never mind. Joke's over.
All you have to do to resurrect him is say his name.
Say his name right. That's all I have to do.
So, do we want to go and talk to Dr. Kafur and see if he knows
Yes,
anything about
please.
this?
Yes.
Cool.
All right, so
I didn't
you
need my
guys
sanity.
spend the morning trying to figure out how to pronounce Sneferu. Joe, what are you doing? You're breaking into the Interior Ministry? Is that
No. I've got some fast talk and I've got a disguise.
all right? So
So I want to try to break in by being a delivery person, but once I get inside, I'm going to try to fast talk this person and tell him I'm really interested in all the nefarious things that are going on.
okay, sure, make me a disguise roll.
We can't be seen with Joe anymore.
Oh, I just made it.
You won't know
Um,
she's there.
I just made my disguise roll.
All right, you are you look like an Egyptian UPS driver, and you come walking into the Interior Ministry with a box for the Interior Minister.
Yes.
All right, make a luck roll.
Oh boy.
No.
All right.
No.
We could use inspiration on that.
I was like, yeah, what's your
Yeah.
luck like? Can we?
Yeah,
My-
what
Spend
is your
luck
luck?
on the roll.
My luck is 66.
Oh, that's good. Let's
Let's
spend
spend-
one.
Yeah, so we're
All
down
right.
to
All
Come
right.
on, I smell an Emma coming. I smell an Emma.
11.
Absolutely
These
no
bad
inspiration has been spent starting a fire yet.
Yes.
Just-
Yes. 35.
All right.
35.
Nice.
So improbably, the the Interior Minister Asif's adjunct, his assistant, will say, yes, in there, and wave you in, and you enter into a beautiful oak paneled office with a great big desk, and sitting at the desk is an older gentleman, dark complexion with the white beard and hair, who is like writing and kind of hasn't noticed you.
I said, oh, Minister, sir.
Yes, you can just leave it right over there.
Oh, no. I am a fan of yours. I'm really interested in the mystical. And I understand that you know something about that.
Do you?
Yeah, I heard some of my friends, they got to go to the museum. They got to go to a party, and they said that they saw you and they saw interesting Egyptian artifacts, and I'm very interested in all that.
I see. Mr.
Ms. Joan,
Ms. Joan.
Joe.
Miss Joe. Miss
Yeah.
Joe. I see. Forgive me. Why are you dressed like that?
Well,
Is that makeup?
I knew they wouldn't let me see you unless I could come in here, and now I'm here to see.
You knew that the Interior Ministry of Egypt would not allow are you Irish?
No, from the East End of London.
An English person into my office.
Right, and but I'm not like them. No, not at all. I'm very interested in
Clearly.
everything Egyptian.
I see. Well, Miss Joe, please sit down. What can I tell you?
You. Well, when I lived in England, I encountered some cultists that they said they were from. They said they didn't tell me exactly what kind of cultists they were, but I suspect they came from Egypt. So I've been entranced by that ever since. And so I want to know what you could tell me about the different cults here.
There are no cults in Egypt. We, of course, have crime, as any country does, but cults? Forgive me.
People who worship the ancients.
You do realize that mummies don't actually come to life.
They don't?
No, those are books written to be fantastic. Those are...
But no, those are the books. My mother had one. She had a book. She told me when I was young about fantastical creatures and things, so I know that they must be real.
I see.
And I heard that you are an expert, so...
Well then, Miss Joe, how can I help you? I tell you what, I do. Have you heard of the book Al-Azif?
That sounds familiar. It sounds
Make
like
an occult roll. You can make an occult roll.
No. Oh, it was so close. It was a low number, but
it sounds
no.
impressive.
I mean, you could always spend luck.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh, I could spend luck.
You
Or
have a lot.
I only have 66.
or you could lie and say yes. You do know that. It's just as good as getting the role.
I was so close though.
you could also push it. Although it sounds like spending luck might be a little better idea. In this
Yeah, spending luck. I only need to spend 3.
Okay. Welcome
Yeah.
to.
Slippery slope there. I love it.
Well, the good news is that if you need it, you have 2 more inspiration, because our very own Urban Mask, one of the many GMs here, he's running Carbon right now on Mondays. I had a lot of fun playing in it. It was a really good time. Warren is propping us up. Thanks, man. We really appreciate it. Make sure you check out Carbon 2185 on Monday.
Yeah.
Amy plays a character not named Emma.
Finally.
I'm still coming to grips. I was not prepared.
I also think Warren wants you to read the book.
Of course he does.
So, Miss Joe,
Yes.
Al-Azif, you know that Al-Azif is the occult book.
Yes.
It's probably quite evil, but I will. Would you like? I have a copy of Al-Azif. We have one at the Egyptian Museum.
That would be awesome.
Well, tell me
Would
where
you-
you're staying, and I will send it to you.
No, I'll come and get it. I'll come and get it.
Very well. Yes. You may come and get it. Where would you like to? You must go to the Egyptian Museum.
All right.
After hours.
All right. All right. Well, thank you, sir. I
Yes.
appreciate
Tell
it.
them you are there for the package from Minister Asif.
The package from Minister Asif. Sir, you're awesome. Thank you.
Of course, Miss Joe. I assure you, you will not be followed when you leave here.
Roll psychology.
Your character is dead in so many different ways.
All
What
right.
have you done?
Both the ethereal and the regular.
All right, airplane crew. You have an alarmingly easy time convincing the U.S. military to fly you up somewhere. Both of you make, gosh,
Dice
let's
rolls?
call it an intelligence roll.
Yeah, hard success, 30.
All right.
Regular.
So the hard success, you both have the common sense to suggest that they not fly a U.S. military plane.
Mm-hmm.
And so they find a biplane that is unmarked.
We also don't want to fly directly overhead. We want to kind of like pan around it a little bit and then go off just to,
Yeah,
we don't want to circle it. We don't want to go above it.
Yeah, not circle it, not go above it, just go past it.
So we're just doing a flyby?
Yeah.
Flyby.
We're
And
being
a biplane
discreet.
slow enough that we should get a good enough view. And then maybe later on we'll fly back to Cairo a half hour later, same flight path.
With all due respect, sir, that's not how planes work. We don't slow down to look at things.
That's true.
Well, a biplane would be slower than a regular plane. Should be more. Give us a
Yeah,
better,
you're still not going to get a great look. I mean, unless we come in low, you're only going to get. You're not. I mean, aerial surveillance is hard, sir.
Yeah.
Usually, if we're doing aerial surveillance, we do multiple low passes.
We're just going to have to do one pass and do our best. We need to
one there, one back, 2 passes, as close as we can do without drawing suspicion.
Yes, sir. So he will take you up. Anything you want to like. So on the plane, the communication system is literally a horn that you yell in that he holds to his ear. So anything you want to tell him before the flight, you should probably tell him now.
We need some binoculars too. Binoculars.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, you guys can have binoculars, no problem.
Actually, can I have binoculars?
Sure.
Okay. That would be something that I would have.
What's up, cocktail?
Also, if we could fly on the side that keeps the sun behind us, so if they happen to look up at the sky, we have the sun behind us to give us more cover.
Well, that's going to require us to loop around.
Whichever side. But
We can't do it both ways.
Well, that's the trick, yeah. One of the ways that if you want to fly back twice, one of the times we're going to be not in the sun.
Yeah.
Well, let's do the best we can.
All right. Sir, I feel like I should tell you that the United States military does not suggest biplanes for stealth observation.
What do they suggest?
All right.
You're the expert here.
Normally, if we're going to do that, we use a hot air balloon.
Interesting.
We use a high altitude hot air balloon.
We wouldn't be able to see much from a high altitude.
Well, we've got some pretty good optical sights that can help some.
All right. Let's do that. Bring some sandwiches.
You're the expert on this, if that's what the military is using.
Well, I mean, sir, to be clear, normally the hot air balloon goes up and we just stay there and watch. It's you can't really steer a hot air balloon that much.
Yeah. But we could get a good overhead view of the compound.
Yes, sir. But if you don't want to fly over the compound, I cannot guarantee that this hot air balloon will not fly over the compound.
I'm like on the airplane right now.
I'm inclined to listen to the person who knows the stuff about the aerial surveillance.
We can't control the balloon.
Yeah.
What happened to it? I think the airplane.
Yeah, we come down where we come down. That's true. Yeah.
Well,
We don't have to, yeah. Pack some sandwiches.
Let's take a flight.
All right, sir, we're burning daylight. What are we doing here?
Airplane.
Is
Yes,
there
sir.
a more discreet plane than a biplane that you would suggest?
I mean, sir, we don't really have any quiet airplanes.
Okay. Biplane it is.
All right.
Can we just do
So-
one pass? Let's just do one pass.
Well, one
Before
pass
we get-
past the place, and then we turn around, come back to Cairo 20, 30 minutes later, land the plane.
The good news is, sir, the weather report seems like it's going to be clear. No sandstorms showing up anywhere.
All right, let's get this done.
All right.
All right.
So this is the first time either of you has been in a open cockpit airplane.
Don't travel like this. You'll get all sorts
Yes.
of.
Yeah, it is like the first thing that strikes you is all of the fact that this thing feels like it's made out of balsa wood. And like as soon as it starts to jockey on the tarmac, like everything's creaking and groaning, and there's just all these like noises. It all seems just super rickety.
I
and
just
then
mouthed
the-
hot air balloon to you.
and then the throttle hits, and the noise. Even you're wearing like big earplugs, and you're both strapped in, but the straps there are noticeably no parachutes. And you basically one of your shoulders is strapped in. The pilot has two shoulder straps, but you are in the gunner seat, and the gunner has to be able to have full range of motion. So the gunner only has one strap that goes over one shoulder.
And there is a gun in front of us.
There is no gun.
Ah,
Oh,
I mean, that's why this is the quieter plane. This is the quieter non-military plane. There are not a lot of non-military planes with machine guns on the back. At least not enough. And so yeah, you take off, and when you're about a couple miles away, the pilot starts to like motion over the right side of the airplane. And he has a little mirror so he can see you, and he tells you that if you want to tell him anything, you have to point at your ear to let him know to hold up the thing to his ear so that you can yell in the horn. But he also tells you that he hears maybe 40% of everything that's yelled in there.
all right. I do a thumbs up in the mirror.
All right. He thumbs up. So you are flying over. Both of you make me luck rolls.
there you go.
This is not Silvano,
No, this one has a mustache.
but he still doesn't make it.
All right.
Do we want to inspire to see if we can get you both a success?
Yeah. Is it
Yeah.
worth inspiring?
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, there's a shot.
Okay.
There's
do
a
it.
Like, I think I might have rolled the exact same thing.
Oh wow, where does that stand on the Amy table? I don't know.
It's a Nick.
Nick is rolling the exact same
Yeah.
thing. So you come flying by, and basically both of you made one of you made the luck roll, so both of you make spot hidden rolls now.
No, 97.
Ooh,
I'm spotting. So,
what'd you get, Nick?
Oh, an 80 something again. I'm just rolling 80s.
All right, so you are unprepared for how quickly. The good news is it appears like nobody sees you because you fly over this thing super fast. The
Yeah, I'm gonna point to the ear
yeah, the pilot will.
and then shout second pass. We'll need to do a second pass on the way back.
The pilot looks at you and holds up his thumb. And he starts. You make a very wide, sweeping, miles-long turn. And as you're coming back, the pilot does this.
Okay.
And both of you make listen rolls.
Listen isn't a roll in Call of Cthulhu. That being said, I got a hard success.
Oh, Tom, you got a hard or normal?
extreme.
Oh, extreme. All right. You
Wow.
both-
Way to very
clear
big.
as day, you both hear the pilot say, "Sandstorm!" And he like points ahead, and sure enough, coming towards, like as you're flying towards the plantation, there is a blowing, billowing sandstorm, and it is rapidly approaching your plane. And on that note, we're going to take a break. We are going to be right back as soon as 6 people can use 6 bathrooms. Thanks so much for sticking with us. We don't have a, okay, we're good.
No giveaway?
Do we have a giveaway? I don't know. Thomas would have told me, I think.
We better.
By the way, Urban doesn't trust your dice rolls. He thinks I should be checking.
What?
The
The
secret
80s?
is the secret is that they run games where like the rolls matter. I run games where you're going to die anyway. So what? Roll, cheat all you want.
I was gonna say the sandstorm was coming regardless of what they did.
All right, so we will be back from in about hopefully 10 minutes. Hello, internet friends, and goodbye, creepy piano. Oh, love that song. During the break, my second favorite Twitch user, JMatthews85, dropped 5 subscriptions. And if I think my new third favorite Twitch user, he gave one of those subscriptions to Captain James T. Kink. And that is the best Twitch name I've ever seen.
It's not Nick in it's not Nick in disguise either. It's not Nick's mustache. James T.
yeah,
Kink
that's
is
Nick's
not Nick's mustache.
Are we sure?
Outstanding name.
No, we're not sure.
You don't know what its name is.
Actually, we do know because unless your mustache has an address
Ooh.
and won a giveaway before.
Damn it.
Hey, it needed that Nord Games deck.
It did.
I mean, it has all those games it has to run.
That's right.
I try to go to sleep and it would just be talking like, give me an ordinary. I need to have one of the game decks.
Oh my
You know,
God.
That sounds like my wife's life.
Actually, it sounds like the headdress, except it's on your face.
The headdress is on your face.
Yeah, it is on your face. There's no difference between the two. They both
right.
claim to be deities. It's
Is your
Not
mustache
your
supposed to be a
mustache
deity?
claims to be a deity.
what? Yeah. Doesn't that's does it what Ezra, what does yours say?
It's horribly anti-Semitic. It's just
Holy shit.
I'm having problems this weekend.
um,
God.
Well, on that note,
when improv goes wrong. All right, so
No, that I think we learned something new about you.
And mustaches.
I was at a Seder earlier. My mustache did not go. So,
it was on a Seder.
Mm.
Wait. Oh.
yeah. So you, our good friends Flint Thorncastle and Donald Concannon, were on a plane that swung back around and now seems to be getting stuck in a sandstorm. So both of you make me the pilot immediately starts to fly up.
Yep.
So like he pulls back hard and he starts to fly up. Both of you make me con rolls.
I don't need to make this. I'm strapped in.
So
But I
that's
make it.
hard success, 25.
All right, yeah. So you both have a really nauseous feeling as this plane just starts to try and go as close to straight up as something like this can. And you are deeply aware of the awful noises that the flapping canvas on the wings are making. As these engines strain to like pull it up. Let's make a pilot roll. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Couldn't roll my 95 then. Can I
The
use
wing comes off.
Can I use GM inspiration to try and make
Of
a
course
roll
you can.
worse?
I
I'm
mean,
going to use GM
ooh.
inspiration to try and make a roll worse.
Wow, wow,
Okay.
wow.
Oh,
You don't get on the
it's so
scoreboard
nice
for
to see you
intentional
again.
errors.
I'm really
intentional
you.
Emma. I just pulled a Nick.
You rolled exactly
Rolled
the same
exact
thing.
Same thing. A 56 both times. This guy's a pilot. He knows his stuff.
Wonderful.
He pulls back on the stick. You are going up. Sand starts to lap against the whole body of the plane. You hear the undercarriage of the train, just like of the plane, just like whack, 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 as particles are hitting it and hitting it. But he seems to pull you above it. And once you are above it, he like starts to level out and he gives you a thumbs up back. And that is when his head explodes. He gives you a thumbs up and then his head is not there. And his body slumps forward. Both of you make luck rolls.
Oh boy.
24, that
If you
At least
both
I'm
make
not
it,
Silvano.
if you both make it, he won't push the rudder down.
24 is a success.
Nope. But I'm
Yeah.
only a little ways away. Do we want to spend inspiration? Yeah.
We're gonna use the inspiration, mate.
Do I get superstition enough to change dice?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
No, stay the course.
If you roll an Emma, I swear to God.
No, that was worse. That was worse.
Now
All
you're
right,
on
so
Amy.
Amy.
Just an Amy.
Amy.
I have to put you on the do the backup characters have a different leaderboard? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's by person, not by
By
character.
person, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so the pilot flops forward.
Oh God, which one of us?
In a weird moment of clarity, you both notice that there's no blood.
So
It's almost like his head got erased from his neck. There's no it didn't get sliced off.
I have a very important question.
Yeah.
Which one of us is closer?
Tom made the luck roll, so Tom, you get to decide. Are you closer or is Nick?
I've used up all my bad rolls, so
You say that.
Mm.
I'm going to give evens and odds. Give me even and odd. What do you like?
I'll take odds.
Odds. 1. That's you're closer.
All right, I am gonna have to undo my buckle, and then undo the pilot's buckle.
So again,
Somehow-
yours is not a buckle. Yours is just a strap over one shoulder. So
Yeah.
you can easily get out of yours.
Okay, but yeah,
It's the climbing over the airplane to where the pilot is that is the terrifying part.
Oh yeah. I give Donald a thumbs up, and my face does not.
And
not
then you
give a
remember what
thumbs up
happened the last time
impression.
someone
Like-
made a thumbs up, and you're like, no. All right.
Tears streaming down the winds.
The mustache really hides it. Make me a dex roll.
We're gonna be burning through inspiration now, if that's okay.
Yep, we've got it.
Yes.
All right. So you are now you're crawling up the fuselage of the plane. It's luckily not that big. So basically you come most of the way out of your little cockpit and you can reach the pilot's body. The problem is to get him out of there, you have to let go of the plane,
Well,
which you are currently having a death grip on.
there's a more immediate problem of us descending into the sandstorm.
That is also a problem.
I am going to prioritize for leveling us, getting us
Okay.
back on the level first, and then
Okay,
I'll
make
worry
me a strength roll.
I'm not going to make all these.
I thought you said your bad roll, you'd used up all your bad rolls.
No, there was another one. Is that more inspiration?
Is it a fumble or
Yep.
can we inspire it? Because I will inspire
It can
that.
be inspired, yeah.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay.
We're down to 10.
Sometime that Emma's going to show up.
I know.
Still a bad roll, but
All
a
right,
slightly.
so,
not as bad.
you manage to keep the plane. You get the plane at least leveled off. But you hear
The sound of it hitting the.
it's hitting the bottom, and you're pretty sure that was the landing gear that just got torn off.
We'll make a water landing. Whatever. That's not important.
You're going to land in the Nile?
That's what it's there for.
There's no way
Yeah.
that could go wrong.
But you have managed to, so you are now essentially skirting the top of this sandstorm, and there's just this constant
I'm looking back at Donald like pleadingly. Oh my God, we're gonna die in a sandstorm.
I've got to do something. Donald's got to do something. I can't just stay strapped in the back and watch poor Flint. So I'll slip out. and
all right.
Climbing up the fuselage on the other side.
Okay, make a dex roll.
Make that. That's the most
Fire
important.
So success so far.
Okay, so yeah, you are now sort of, you've both slid over so that you are each kind of standing is a strong word, but you are you have your legs on the wing and you are leaning forward to the cockpit where the headless body of the pilot is, And now both of you make sanity rolls as you realize that the pilot's head is rolling around in the bottom. The pilot is like looking straight up at you, and his mouth is moving.
Oh,
There we go. I failed that roll.
I think that's understandable. If you made it, you lose no sanity. If you missed it, you lose one sanity, because apparently this is not that big a deal. There are larger issues.
I mean, it's Donald.
Yeah.
so what I want to do is I want to undo one of his straps
Mhm.
and immediately wrap it around my wrist.
Sure. Yeah, and Donald, you see him do that, and you can. Yeah, you guys don't even need to roll. Let's make a. Okay. More sand battering against things. Both of you make me dex rolls.
07. I'm fine.
Oh
Hard.
yeah.
Yeah, no problem. You a hard and a critical success. You don't even feel it. In fact, with a hard and a critical success, you can even get the pilot's body out of there. Are you just gonna dump him overboard?
I mean, his mouth is still moving, right? And there's no blood.
The head is like, the eyes are moving. It seems like his head is
He's
fully
not.
active.
He's not dead. It's just detached.
Neither of you can communicate with each other except.
Put him out of the plane, the cockpit.
No.
No, Donald just picks up the body and starts to like pull it out. Is Flint gonna try and stop him,
I'm
or?
not trying to stop him, but I'm signaling like no. Like I'm pointing at his head.
Yes.
All right.
He has no head.
All right.
Right
So,
there.
you point at his head. Donald just goes no and like flips the body up. And he like basically like suplexes the body outside. And the guy's body floats away, and the last you see of it is it lands in a sandstorm.
Okay, guys, we just got rated by GM Table. So
Nice,
thanks everybody for
welcome.
joining.
You joined at the
Welcome.
perfect time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The head out of the bottom.
Me?
that's
No.
gonna be harder. We'll get to that in a second.
I
GM
pointed
Table,
you.
welcome. Are currently two of our heroes, Flint Thorncastle and Donald Concannon, are trying to learn how to fly a biplane while the biplane is in the middle of a sandstorm, and the pilot's head is at the bottom of the cockpit. The pilot's body has now been removed.
But the pilot's head is still trying to talk and still alive.
Yes. Yeah. The pilot's head is still trying to. Yeah, you notice Donald refuses to look down at the head.
I'm not getting in there. I mean, I'm pulling. I'm trying to. Can we see anything?
You see
It is a
sandstorm.
sandstorm.
Donald will take the head out. Reach in, grab
Right.
it,
Donald,
and throw it out.
all right, make a dodge roll.
Who?
Yep. While you guys are doing that, when we get rated, we give away Nord deck cards, Nord Games decks, which are cards that allow you to enhance your game. And so if you do #chaos in the chat right now, we will draw, and you must be present to enter. No Quebec, and where's the other place?
U.S. and Canada only, excluding
Yeah,
Quebec.
that's it. Just no Quebec. Sorry, bro.
Antarctica.
Sorry, Tennessee.
Yeah. Well, that's just because they can't spell chaos.
So yeah, #chaos in the chat right now. Did you make the roll, Donald?
He did not make his dodge roll.
All right. You just got bit by the head of an army pilot as you tried to reach down to grab him. You got bit for 1 point of damage. And he is resisting your he seems to have a problem with his head being thrown out of the plane.
I'm throwing his head out of the plane.
Oh God! You know what? I'm just gonna try and hop in and have my legs around the head.
All right, make me
Not
a dex
throwing him
roll,
out.
Flint.
Huh?
Make me a dex roll.
Yep. And a Panthorpe just gifted 5 more subs, so it's
Yeah.
a crazy night. Subs
you,
all over the
guys.
place.
All right.
Yep.
Wow.
And
They-
giveaways.
This is great. Thank you so much for the raid and for the subscriptions. So
What?
Flint, you see Donald like pulls his hand back really quick, and that gives you the moment you need to leap. Incredibly poor idea. You use the strap to like slide over the side of the plane and in, and you are now sitting in the cockpit of this plane.
Yeah. I know how to do this.
I'm gonna work my way back to my seat then.
Okay, make me a dex roll. Oh, hey Donald, are you letting go of the pilot's strap?
I'm gonna.
At a certain point, you're gonna have to.
At some point I have to, but I'll hold onto it as long as I can while I work back, and then I have to.
All right, then make me just a straight dex roll.
59 success.
Okay, you make it back. You actually make it back to Flint's, the closer seat. You'll take any seat you can at this point. And all that remains is for Flint to figure out where Cairo is and fly back.
Oh,
And we'll get back to you later.
I'm just looking for a place where there isn't sandstorm.
Okay. All right. We'll get back to you in a minute. So, Joe, you mentioned during the break that you are going to keep an eye out for people that are following you. So make me a spot hidden roll.
No.
All right. Everything's fine. You head back to, well, where are you going now?
I was going to go back to the hotel.
Okay, there you go. You go back to the hotel. Even the B team leads the bad guys to the hotel. You guys have a
track record now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try. I'm trying.
No, I know.
All right. So, Doctor and Emma, you were heading to see Dr. Ali Kafur.
Correct.
Yep. Because while the
Okay.
player knows it's a terrible idea.
That's where the research says, and the best thing to do is talk to the librarian and read the book.
All right. So, you have a little trouble getting into the museum, but you've made some friends at the museum after your night of drinking, and so they will take you to Dr. Kafur. Dr. Kafur is a gaunt man with big bags under his eyes, kind of a haunted look in his face. He seems to do a lot of like hearing sounds that aren't there and looking around. He's in a small office. Next to the office is like a cage room that seems to have weird runes written all over it. And Kafur looks up, sees two white people approaching and goes, "No, what now?"
Fair.
Do we hear that?
Yeah. He clearly just Dane, oh no, what now?
Emma, you're the face character.
All right. Good afternoon, Dr. Kafur. My name is Emma Stansfield. I work for the
Emma?
Scoop. Yes, that's my name, Emma Stansfield. I work for the Scoop in London. We're a newspaper organization. We are world famous. Perhaps you've heard of it.
I
like how he has to roll sanity on my name.
I mean, to be fair.
I've recently had a very bad experience with someone named Emma. You don't know the name Nitocris, do you?
We actually had just done some research on that, and we were actually pointed in your direction as far as what you could tell us about said Egyptian queen.
Are you working for them?
Who's them?
Do you know another Emma? They stole my book.
What book?
The book.
That tells me nothing, friend.
Oh, that's the best thing I've heard since you've been here. The other Americans that came here, they stole a copy of a very important and very dangerous book.
Mm-hmm.
They took advantage of my hospitality and my professional politeness, and they stole it. I had to go get it back. They didn't understand that if you had the book, you were a target for everything.
So what does this book have to do with Nitocris, or is this just your general issue today? Is there tea or something that I can pour him in the room, a drink?
Yes,
maybe?
there's a large carafe of mint tea.
Okay, so I make him a drink and just say, is this related to Nitocris in any way, or is this just an issue that we could perhaps help you with?
They caused Nitocris.
How did they do that?
They put her in a sword.
I'm sorry. Can you try that sentence one more time?
Look, I know that what I'm about to tell you sounds crazy, but I promise you it's true. These Westerners somehow put the soul of the evil ancient queen Nitocris in a sword, knowing full well that it took blood to bring her back.
Oh.
They put her in a sword.
Yes.
I see what you're saying. And then the sword stabbed someone, and that was the blood to bring her back.
Yes. And she's Emma. Don't you see the Emmas? Emma!
Sorry.
I don't even know what to do here. You know what? You can call me Beth. Call me Beth. That's my name, Beth. Does that make you feel better?
A much better name.
So how do we resolve the issue? So if this person, whose name we shall not name, has brought Nitocris back, how do we alleviate the situation?
What? How do you? Are you trying to help?
Yes, we are here to kill Nitocris.
We've dealt with some very interesting things in the past, and we're trying to deal with this one.
You're gonna try and kill Nitocris?
The research that we did indicated that it has been done before. So
there just might be something. Let me. He goes and he goes to the caged room, to the cage. He leaves his office. He goes to the cage, and he pushes the palm of his hand on two of the runes, and you are certain that they very briefly flash orange. And then he opens the door, and both of you make spot hidden rolls.
John is not as good at that as Alexandria
is. Make it.
Barely made that one.
So I mean, your characters don't know this, but you both know there's an elder sign on the door along with those runes.
Okay.
And so he goes in and he pulls a book off of the shelf and he starts leafing through it. And he's like, yes, Nitocris was killed. She was not entombed alive. Yes, it says here that it took blood birthed her, the water of the Nile ended her. The Nile is the defender of Egypt. It is the heart of Egypt. Egypt knows that Nitocris is an evil force.
So we need to drown her in the river or something?
That's a little on the nose, but...
Well,
I mean, I'm a very literal person.
I mean, yeah, I don't understand. Like, what if we think about mythology or religion? You know, water is just used to purify. You splash it on somebody. Like, what else would you do with water? Make her drink it? I'm not too sure.
I mean, is it like holy water, where if you take it away from its source, it's still part of the Nile?
It's a work of metaphor. All it says is that the water of the Nile ended her. I mean, maybe drowning her, maybe submerging her in the Nile.
Okay. All right.
But it says the Nile is the guardian of Egypt.
And is there a metaphor for, because this I'm a smarter, is there a metaphor for the Nile of Egypt? So I don't know much about Egypt, but like, is the Nile associated with like a crocodile? Is there an associated animal or something where when you say the Nile of Egypt, it's like the gauntlet of Egypt, and it's a big, sword, or a big, like, you know what I mean, something that, like, something that just could kill her. Like, it's a metaphor for another device or another weapon.
Ooh, that's an interesting question.
I'm trying to remember. There is the crocodile god.
That's what I'm trying to remember.
I think it's Sopek, but let me.
Crockers.
That
Crockers,
sounds
the
right.
Crockers, yeah, it's Crockers. The crocodile. Sobek.
That's my pet crocodile.
Yeah. So, pardon my googling there. Sobek. Sobek was the ancient Egyptian crocodile god, and there are some rites to Sobek that have to do with purifying parts of the river and sanctifying it for sacrifices.
All right.
Who could we speak to that would know about this ritual?
Me.
Would you be willing to help us with something like that?
Both of you make psychology rolls. Actually, do you have psychotherapy, Doyleson?
Psychoanalysis, yes.
Psychoanalysis. You can make psychoanalysis.
Ooh.
18 is a hard success.
All right, psychoanalysis.
But a lot
this guy is on his last threads of sanity.
Mm-hmm.
If this ritual in some way makes him more unstable, you're not sure he's coming back.
Would you be willing to show us is there a what is the word I'm looking for? Is there a description of the ritual anywhere, something that we could learn how to do? Because I mean,
yes. Where?
Dower at the back.
We're already doing rituals.
He pulls out an urn. This urn, it's a clay urn, and he takes the top of it is a crocodile's head, and he takes it off, and he pulls out 2 scrolls. Of course, you read hieroglyphics.
I'm afraid not.
Oh. Well, this just got much more complicated.
A little bit, yes.
I mean, much like Japanese, hieroglyphics are a language of metaphor where you don't actually. There's a lot of implied meaning in what you're saying, and I can translate, but it's gonna be an imperfect translation,
and it wouldn't have the layers of meaning necessarily.
Yeah, that's right. But if you give me a few days, I can get this down.
Beth, what do you think?
I'm just wondering if we have a few days. Doctor, I think this is imperative. From the information that we were given, Nitocris is requesting a delivery that needs to be delivered tonight by midnight, and it's imperative, and we need to interrupt this delivery.
Oh, that must be why Asif is bothering me.
How do you know Asif?
Bothering you for what?
He's the Interior Minister. He wants my copy of Al-Azif. You can both make occult rolls.
I don't have this. This Emma does not have a cult.
I mean, I have the base.
Yeah. No.
Holy shit! I rolled a 1.
All right. Ironically, for 5%, that's a critical success.
Yeah.
So, Al-Azif is the Necronomicon. It is the most powerful, evil, ancient book out there.
Oh. That's okay. Yes. That she can't. Yeah, no, can't have that. That's bad. Sorry, brain had a meltdown for a second there.
What is the Al-Azif, and why would she want it? I don't understand what's happening.
it's an incredibly powerful evil book. And
Mhm.
if she gets her hands on it, I imagine there's all sorts of, I mean, do I know what the Necronomicon is then?
Sort of.
Okay.
So you know what it is in the occult sense, not in the Cthulhu mythos sense.
Okay.
There's a distinction that makes sense to Tiana, not to your character.
Yeah. This is the sort of thing that might give her a lot more power. And it's the sort of thing that we don't want her to get her hands on if there's even a fifth of a chance that it will give her more power, because it'll make her that much harder to kill.
So there's a plausible way to at least foil her plans by setting up watch here and not allowing, and doctor, and I take his hands and steady him and just say, and doctor, is it under protection? What kind of security do you have this book under?
Well, it's kept, my sanctum here has a number of magical protections.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything to protect someone from walking in and taking it in the mundane sense?
He twitches a little, and no, clearly not.
Perhaps Rogers could help us.
We need to have some way to keep her from getting a hold of that book. And apparently she has to have it by midnight tonight. So if we can prevent her from getting it tonight, it might be worth us setting a watch.
And also that means that she does not have the means to get it because she is requiring, I forgot his name already. Not El Shakti. I'm too many names all of a sudden. Yeah, El Shakti, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
No,
no, who's the
Minister
minister?
No, the minister fella.
Asif, I'm sorry. So let me just back up again. So she's requiring, you're right, mundane means in order to acquire a book, because if she is supposedly Nitocris and is all powerful, she should be able to just walk in here and take it, but she cannot because she's making Asif, she's forcing him, she's strong-arming him into stealing the book.
Something, she's bound by some means, because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
It's very difficult for me to say no to the Interior Ministry. They control all of our funding.
Ooh, and it would be very difficult for the British or American government to also stand in the way without creating an international incident.
An incident with a capital I.
Mm-hmm.
Is there, Tiana the player knows why this is a bad thing to say, but Doyleson doesn't know this. Is there a way to get a fake to her?
I happen to have a fake copy of Al-Azif.
Of course you do. Why would you not?
If it's a fake that's convincing enough that it might
fooled me
put
for
her
a day.
That's all. Is apparently all that. If it fooled you for a day, then it might fool her for long enough for midnight to come and go without her getting what she needs.
So I should give the fake Al-Azif to Minister Asif.
Would he know the difference?
Oh, Minister Asif would not know the difference between any two books you gave him. The next books he reads will be the first.
Fair enough.
He's a drunk bureaucrat.
I was going to say, Emma's still a little confused because he seemed to be quite knowledgeable to her.
Yeah, Doyleson just notes that and moves on because, like, interesting. Okay.
So I'm going to say it wrong, but I want to congratulate Flippalaria, who won the Nord Games deck.
Congratulations!
And the best part is, while winning, Flippalaria kept going, "How do I enter? Am I in?"
Did I win?
It was kind of cute. It was like watching my mom do something like, "Did it work? Did it work?
Can you see me?"
Yeah. It's like every Zoom call. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Like that old Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now?
But congratulations. And I believe Flippalaria was one of the raiders, so thanks for raiding us.
Welcome.
Thanks
for staying for a while.
We like to give back to our community and to our new community. And I forgot who it was, but I think it was a Panathrope who gave the new raiders 5 subscriptions as well.
Yep.
was
Yeah,
awesome.
which is going to trigger a giveaway on Carbon 2185 on Monday. So if
Yes.
you guys are interested in Cyberpunk, come back at 7:00 Pacific time
Yeah.
on Monday.
Carbon, that's a great world. Warren is a lot of fun as a GM. The system's regrettable, but you know, that's,
He only says that because it's basically 5e.
Yeah.
The
Emma
plague's
can do crazy
psychopath.
stuff.
no, Emma can't. There's no Emma.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I forgot. I channeled Emma. My last character was channeling Emma for a minute when she took a forklift and impaled a bunch of people.
I almost named my character Emma in that game.
Oh, that would have been amazing. You should have.
All right, so you two have convinced Dr. Kafur to give Asif the fake copy. You're going to stay there. Back to the airplane.
Oh boy.
But also really quickly, we would
yeah.
like to leave word at the hotel, like send a runner or somebody to just leave word at hotel that we should be all staying here tonight.
Yeah.
At
Because
the museum.
we
Yes.
need to keep watch on this thing because
Okay.
I don't put it past her to come and try and get it when she figures it out.
Okay.
Or we at least essentially go back, get our guns and come back because I wasn't traveling with my 45 and my 38.
I was.
Wow, this is a very different Emma.
Yeah, it's a very this one's smarter.
This one's called Beth now, apparently.
Yeah,
Is that like her middle name? Emma Elizabeth?
could be, possibly.
It made Kafur feel much better.
Mhm.
All right, so yeah, you two will send a runner to the hotel. So Joan, at the hotel, you get to the hotel, you're sitting there, and a bellboy comes to your room and passes you a note from Emma and Doyleson that says, "Get the stuff and come to the British Museum and come to the Egyptian Museum."
Oh, that's where I needed to go anyway.
Yeah, and you you would know that "get the stuff" means bring lots of guns.
I'll get all the stuff. Yeah.
You have like a carpet bag.
That is
Yeah.
our code.
Yep. Get the stuff. I got
What's
it.
our code for second hotel?
You know, the B team has never had a backup hotel. It's just not their style.
Oh
Much
my
to their
god.
chagrin. Donald will have to teach them after this.
Frivolous. Why would you ever do that?
Yeah.
That's expensive. All right, back to the airplane where when we left, Donald had made his way back to one of the observation cockpits, and Flint was learning how to fly an airplane on the fly. Sandstorm.
That's dot.
So you are through
Oh.
the sandstorm, and all you see around you is desert.
Yeah. So do I think I have a sense as to which way Cairo is near the Nile and the Nile connects to the ocean?
Sure.
How
You
far
don't
away
see-
from the
you
coast
see
is
neither
it?
You see neither the ocean or the Nile.
No, but I'm trying to remember which direction I think that it would be in.
Sure, make
then
me a
I'm-
navigation roll.
Hmm?
Make me a navigation roll.
All right. And then what I'm going to do,
Thomas took this skill once and was very excited when it came.
and what I'm also going to do, yeah, I make it. So never
Nice.
mind. I'm not going to ask. I was going to do the ear thing to Donald, but there's no need. No, I know
All
what
right, so did you get a hard success?
no, just a regular success.
All right, so you have a general idea about where the direction towards the ocean.
Yeah.
And so from there you can kind of make your way around.
Now to the fun part.
Is your plan to land near Cairo?
I don't think I can land on ground without us dying. I don't know if I can land on water without us dying, but I think the odds are better.
Okay.
I don't know if I can land this.
No, I mean, you
Well,
can.
Land.
Well, whether it's survivable landing.
You think that, so this did not have retractable landing gear, and
And I
you're
think it's-
pretty sure that you heard the landing gear getting ripped off. Unfortunately, to check that for sure is something you don't even want to think about. So you're not sure what's going down. I'm gonna regret saying this. You're not sure what's going down below there.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna try and find water.
Okay. So you make it to the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Make let's call it a luck roll to see if you even know what the fuel gauge is.
Well, which one has been decreasing?
The Alta, all of them, sadly. All right, yeah. So you are definitely running semi-low on fuel, but you see the ocean.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and
Splash
turn it-
down.
I'm gonna try and set down reasonably close to the coast so that we're not just out in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, it sucks because I could land the plane, but I don't think Flint can land the plane.
Really?
Oh yeah, I could land the
He
plane.
was in the Air Force.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh no, I took flying lessons when I was a kid.
That's a much cooler reason.
Yeah.
So yeah, you start to do things that you think will land this plane, most of which sadly involve point it down lower.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Because like I know how to slow the descent of a plane, but I can't think if Flint would even know
non-flyer. Like
how
so
to.
here's the point of this, Nick, is you know how to land plane. I don't, and all I would think of is slowly pointing it down, which is a terrible idea. But
No, what you actually do is you start lowering the fuel ratio, and then you tilt up and you start to descend. But like I can't telepathy that to Flint. Flint would be like, I'm going to go down and try and straighten out along the water, and then like shout at Donald like, hold the frick on. I might be smart enough to tilt up slightly before hitting the water, just because I wouldn't want to flip the plane, and I would.
Right.
But that's.
I'd give you that one. All right, so.
But we're gonna get this thing is gonna go spinning. We're gonna get flung. This is gonna be horrible. This is gonna be horrible.
The good news is, Donald, you don't hear him saying that as he's repeating it over and over.
Oh no, I'm doing the ear thing, and it is just like, hold on. I'm just screaming, hold on, hold on.
He screams so loud that you can actually hear everything he says, and like the clear mania in his voice is just like he's freaking out. And
I look down to the head on the floor, and I'm just like, I'm sorry.
The head on the floor gives you just a wide-eyed like.
Why didn't you ask the head on the floor how to do it?
Because it can't talk.
Sure it could.
There's no vocal cords.
You haven't spoken to it.
You could have stuck the earphone up to it.
I don't think it can.
That's what I was just trying to do.
Well, it's too late now. We've passed the point of no return. This thing's hitting the water.
Let's do it.
This has gone swimmingly.
Can I? No. I've committed to it. I'm trying to think like if I could make an intelligence or education roll to know not the worst thing to do to kind of ease this.
I'll give you if you get a hard luck success.
Hard luck. I mean, I may as well fumble it, right?
Just roll it again.
Nope.
Yeah, roll it again.
Why? Oh,
the inspiration was already up.
It was.
Holy crap.
I mean, just for the record, was that an Amy or an Emma?
Wait, what's the difference? I didn't critically fail, but it was definitely worse.
So it's
Okay,
an Amy.
an Amy.
Yeah.
Amy.
An
Wow,
Amy.
Nick, you're moving up in the old range there.
An Amy is when you use inspiration and you roll worse than you did the first time. And
I'm
Emma
committed to using
when you roll again and you get a critical fail.
Yeah. Anybody can Amy. It takes a special case to Emma.
It takes a special case where an NPC who has to roll sand when they hear my name, apparently.
Yeah,
One day.
Really poorly. So yeah, you start to point the plane at the ground.
And I'll try to hold the head between my legs so it doesn't fly out.
You know what? You get a point of sanity back for like how much you care about that guy.
It's just horrible what happened to him.
So you get a point of sanity back for like having the humanity to try and keep that head from becoming fish food. And now we think about rolls. So I'm gonna have.
Well, first roll for the plane to see if it holds together, and then we can find out what happens to us.
No, I'm so in the new version of Paranoia, the role-playing game, the GM never rolls dice. The players roll all the dice, and I really kind of like that. So I'm trying to figure out how to make this your roll.
Donald, you roll for this. I've done enough rolling.
All right. So let's see. I'm going to make a strength check for the plane. That's a pretty good roll. That's a pretty good roll. I'm going to use an inspiration to make this a worse roll.
If it gets better, that's like a reverse Amy.
Yeah, I rolled 22 that time. Thank you, fine listeners, for the opportunity to crash this plane.
Tamagatora.
Sorry, no fires, but maybe the plane will catch on fire.
So the first hit, you come down and you go bang into the water. Both of you make strength rolls.
Failed that. 51.
All right. Gosh.
I didn't fumble that, but
well, but here's the thing. Neither of you said that you had, neither of you said you'd strapped back in. Nick, you have one strap, so you have advantage on that roll. So you get to roll an extra 10.
I'm going to roll a different D10 for this.
Donald was just happy to
be in a seat.
Yeah.
Better, but I don't.
All right.
Do we need to?
I mean, you need.
Yeah, I'll take inspiration on that because
you know what? Let's
advantage.
Reroll both of them.
Yeah, sure. Well, you got it.
Okay.
So both of you get to reroll. Nick, you still have advantage.
That takes us down to 7.
Yep.
59.
I am now at a 63 instead of a 64.
Hey, it's not an aiming.
All right, so you both missed the strength roll.
Damn.
Right.
All right, so
You're supposed to go limp, right?
On the first hit, you both take 3 points of damage from just bang.
Mm.
And the plane hits and bounces back into the air. Because at the speed you're going, the water might as well be concrete.
Yeah.
But it slowed us down some.
Bang. Yes, it definitely slowed you down. And then you there's a second hit. Bang. Both of you, let's roll again. Make a second strength roll.
Does Nick still have advantage?
Good plane. I'm using another one of my inspiration because I rolled an +3 and I want this plane.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, critical success.
Damn it.
I got 04, so I'm in good shape with this one.
Oh yeah.
I rolled the worst Amy in the world. I went from an 03 to a 16.
I shout through the thing. I think the worst of it's over.
And then you immediately regret bringing something to your mouth as bang.
Oh my god, do you have your teeth?
It's just I'm just one less. You don't need all of them.
Did you both make they're like kidneys. You've got a bunch of extras. Did you both make the strength roll?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we both got critical successes on that.
All right. So critical successes, you brace yourselves. And the you don't take any damage this time. Is your
the going limp thing did not work on the first part, so I changed strategies. My
all right.
really
and
bad.
Because you got critical successes, you will both have advantage on this. You'll both have a bonus die on this next roll. Oh, finally.
There goes the plane. How good are you at swimming? Oh, nice.
So, now strength roll with a bonus die.
There we go.
Ah, hard success.
Nice.
Oh, you're making
failed that.
No, all right. This is a harder hit. You take 4 points of damage. And there is now like an ugly gash on your forehead where you like hit your forehead there. And you hit your forehead, and then all of a sudden, whatever you hit your forehead on is gone. The plane just is like snapping apart. You are not strapped into the plane, so I'm going to make you an offer. You can just let go of the plane and drop into the ocean, or you can hold on and go with whatever part of this plane is flying off.
Can you swim is the question.
Got the base swim. There's nothing more than that.
You should hold on to something that floats.
Hold on to something that floats. It's holding
All right, so you are holding on to the plane. Make me a strength roll.
the seat, perhaps.
You're holding on to the strap and realizing that it would be great if it was on your shoulder.
Yeah. So 46 is a success. Oh, wait. I got a 45 strike. That's not.
Oh, you
I'll
want to
spend
spend
one
one
luck.
luck?
One
All right,
luck.
Donald spends one luck,
Oh no.
and
Hey, they're the backup characters. Who cares
So-
what happens?
Donald's not a backup character. He was the original.
Oh no!
so the third hit, the plane snaps in half, pretty much right at your cockpit. Your part hits and goes spiraling backwards. This part hits and goes flipping off that way and starts to spin. I'm going to make you the same offer, Nick. In or out?
I've still got the head with me.
Yes. By the way, the head is screaming.
Can I hear him screaming?
Yes.
Oh yeah, then I have to stay with the head. I can't leave him to die. Okay, what am I rolling?
So you're staying in. All right. You are strapped in. So, gosh, what is this? Make me a dodge roll.
Oh, no.
Oh dear. Well, this is gonna hurt.
Yeah, it is. Nick's doing math. Watch this.
It's like watching
One
Aaron.
away. I now have one less luck.
All right, so you made your luck roll. So you make your luck roll, and
Oh, that wasn't a luck roll. That was a dodge.
You make your dodge roll. So the front of the thing flips forward, and as the propeller hits, the propeller swings back over you and takes the top wing off.
As I was looking down at the head.
Yeah.
to
As
see
you,
if it was okay
yeah, you look down. The only way you see this is you see it reflected in the eyes of the head, as the eyes of the head are just like in terror. So it takes the top wing of the biplane off, and the plane, make a luck roll. Let's see.
Oh, now that I'm 1 point lower, I see how this
Let's
is.
see if you land, which way up you land.
I make it.
Not for me.
All right.
It's pretty good. That might be a hard luck roll if that's
Nice. So the plane stops moving, and you are Nick's side up. You are
all right.
Nick's side up.
Is there something? Where's the head? Where's Donald? Where's
So the head. So the head looks at you a little apologetically, as it has bit into your thigh and is holding on by just like biting your trousers.
you can ease up there, buddy? You can ease up.
I have so many jokes and none of them are appropriate.
And make a spot hidden roll to see if you can see Donald. All right, you do not see the other part of the train. So, Donald,
Make a listen check.
you went flying off, spinning off. You held on, and as you get there, as you stop spinning, you're incredibly dizzy, and you really feel like this thing is sinking.
Oh, where am
And
I?
you're also well aware of how good a swimmer you are.
I'm a basic swimmer. I'm basic. But where am I? What do I see?
You see a lot of ocean, and you see a lot of smoke, and over there it looks like you see the propeller of the plane go swinging by.
Where's the shore?
It's hard to tell right now. You're farther out than you wanted to be.
I want to, at least as it's spinning here, at least try to get my bearings before I jump anywhere, so I know at least I know where the shore is. And once I see where land might be.
All right, make me a spot hidden roll.
All right, that is 64. Are you kidding me? I have a 54 spot hidden, so that's not a success.
All right.
That's what I
So you are so disoriented that you have no idea where the shore is. Everything is spinning around. It's crazy. Joe, at the hotel, you've collected everything, and it's about 3 p.m, and nobody's back from the plane expedition yet.
Well, where did they tell me I was supposed to meet them?
At the museum.
At the museum. Did they give me a time?
Nope, they just said bring the stuff to the museum.
All right. Well, I'm going to swing by the. Can I swing by the army place first, and
I mean, sure.
then just see if they're back yet? Let them know where we're going. Oh, and I can leave them a message too to tell them to come to the.
Okay.
So while we're doing that, unfortunately, Frodo the Fourth gave Ezra another 500 bits.
All right.
Frodo.
I've got 30 minutes to kill somebody.
No, you have 24 minutes to kill somebody.
That's true. Damn me and always ending on time.
But I'm still trying to not be like, here I am. But I know with a big bag, it's not going to be too stealthy. But I still want to.
Yeah, the carpet bag full of guns makes it a little harder. So yeah, make me us. I'm going to make you an offer. You can either make a stealth roll to try and lose whoever might be following you, or you can make a spot roll to try and see who is following you. One of them is harder than the other, and I'm not going to tell you which one. You'll find out after this.
Now, I'm going to try to do stealth. I'm going to try to see if I can lose my tail.
All right, make me a stealth roll. That is the easier one.
Yay.
You only need a regular success.
No.
All right, everything's fine.
I'll inspire it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
All right.
inspiration. So re-roll.
Thank you.
Of course.
Oh, yes. Yes.
All right, so you are doubling back, going all over the place, and
48.
you feel like you have lost whatever tails you might have had. Not that you were being followed, but you're super extra stealthy and careful. And you make it to the army base, and a soldier, the guard will let you in right away. And they'll tell you that your two friends took out the reconnaissance plane this morning. They haven't come back yet. They were due back before lunch.
They must be doing something. I'll leave them a note that says that we're going to be at the museum.
I'll make sure they get it.
Thank you. And then I
Arrested Developmentor. He did not get the message to them. All right. So, and then you're just going to head to the museum?
I'm going to be stealthy again, but yeah.
Okay. All right. So when this is all over and you get back, your hotel rooms will have been ransacked, but you don't really have much of anything that they would be,
I've got the stuff.
They maybe get a couple guns, who knows. So so you three at the museum are Kafur is feverishly translating the hieroglyphics of the ritual. Joe comes in with a carpet bag full of guns. So you have all your weapons now.
Does the doctor freak out at the carpet bag, or is that something we have to kind of be discreet about it, or?
He doesn't notice. He's too intent on the translation. And you're all too accustomed to hiding weapons and things.
Mm-hmm.
And the minister guy told me this is where I'd get the book, right? If I came after hours.
You're working for Asif?
Oh.
Sorry,
no. What? I went and I saw him, and because he knows a lot about the interesting.
So you're here for the book
magic
from
stuff.
Asif.
Well, he told me that if I wanted to learn more, I'd get the book.
Of course. Here, I have it right here. Here is the book. And he hands you this incredibly beat up, old, possibly wrapped in human skin.
No, it's so gross, but cool.
And you now have a copy of Al-Azif.
Is it the actual book?
I mean, Clyde, stop that.
All right. So while these guys are doing whatever, I'm going to go sit back and look and see if there's anything I can see in this book.
Do you
Does it look like my mom's book or anything?
Do you speak Arabic? Hi. Louise. Sorry.
Yeah. Does it look anything like my mom's book at all?
I mean, sure. It's an old book written in Arabic.
Does that have pictures?
You know what? As you flip through, it does not.
Oh, it must not be for children.
They didn't have time in the fake to make pictures.
Yeah.
Just to verify, I grabbed Dr. Kafur by the arm and say, that's not the original, correct? That's the copy.
No, I wasn't supposed to give Asif I was supposed to give Asif the copy.
Yes.
He's
Okay. I'm
working
just
with
verifying.
Asif.
Okay. That it's the copy. All right. So that if we send this back to Asif, it's the right one.
And we're talking about this quietly, I imagine, while Joe is looking at.
Kafur doesn't do anything quietly at this point. He is
Okay.
Yeah, you are like Joe is off in a corner just flipping through this book, and like you know maybe there are people here who speak Arabic that could help you out.
No, I don't want to wander around with the book though, but I might have to. So but he's going to let me take it, right? So I can take it away.
You're supposed to take that to Minister Asif.
Oh, now he just told me I could have it.
I'm very confused.
No, well, when I went to talk to him, I asked him about. Sorry?
She says to not to Emma. She says to Doyleson, "Is she with you?"
Yes.
So, and I'm trying to get his attention. I was like, no. So the minister said, when I asked him if he knew about the ancient rituals, he said, go after hours to the museum, and they have a book, the Al Asif, and to look at it, and that's what would help me.
Should I not have given her the fake book?
What?
I'm very confused.
No, what? No, we know. I look, when I was young, my mother had a book that had all these rituals, and it had some otherworldly creatures and places, and she was trying to teach me about it. But then these people in black robes came and they killed my family. And ever since, I've been looking for the book. And this is not it, but maybe it can help me find my book.
And that wasn't a tip-off that maybe the book wasn't something that people should be digging around in?
Well, they shouldn't have it.
Maybe your mother shouldn't have either. Maybe no one should have these things.
I'm just going to sit here and read this one. And if you give him
Do you speak Arabic?
No.
Because it doesn't, once you read it, it doesn't make any sense. They just copied words.
All right, so can I get somebody to help me read it?
It's a fake. It's not a real book. I mean, it's a real book.
But why did you give it to me then?
Because I was supposed to give the fake to the person who was going to Minister Asif.
Yes.
I'm very confused.
Because Minister Asif is going to give it to the person that we're here to deal with, Joe.
Yep. Asif's going to give it to Nitocris, and Nitocris will use the real one for nefarious purposes. So therefore, giving the fake.
He's going to give the book to Nitocris?
I'm assuming that's what he was planning on doing, because she had told him at the party that if he didn't deliver the goods, that he would be in a world of hurt.
Oh, I see.
So,
so this is an old switcheroo. I get it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the old switcheroo where we're trying to get Nitocris off of the scent of this for long enough for us to try to keep this thing safe and try to keep her from getting whatever power she'd get by having this thing at midnight.
All right. Yeah. So I'll make a deal with you. If I go and take this over there to the minister, then you let me see the real one? Yeah?
Why would I do that? It's a terrible, horrible thing. And you don't speak Arabic.
Then, because I was hoping it could help me figure out what happened to my parents.
They died. I can help you with that. They were killed by a cult. It happens a lot.
See, it's real. The cults are real. I told you.
We're going to sit him down.
I'm gonna come over with him and just like,
the
Joe.
cults are real.
No, Joe,
real.
look at me.
Yes.
I'm gonna like pull her aside a little bit and be like, this man is hanging on to sanity by the thinnest of threads. We know that cults are real. We know that cultists are real because we've dealt with them, and we know that they are here in Egypt. Can you please not push this man over the edge of insanity, please?
Meanwhile, Beth has a pen in his hand going, just finish. It's okay. Just finish the scrolls. It's fine.
He goes back to the hieroglyphics like, oh, this is very restful. The translation is very restful.
Meanwhile, it's like, take a chalice, bash it over her head.
All right, so Donald and Flint, you are in sinking parts of an airplane.
Can I do stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to.
I recommend it.
Yeah, I'd like to try to grab the head. Hopefully, it takes his teeth out of my thigh.
Yes.
And I'd like to.
Doesn't want to let go.
If I can stand up at all to like see where the shore is, and I'm still screaming for Donald.
Yeah.
Can
all
I?
Right. So first, make me a spot hidden. Donald, make me a listen roll. You're going to need a hard success.
Good.
Try and stay awake, Tom.
45.
That a success.
Regular success, unfortunately.
God, my spot hidden is no, I don't make it. This is so weird.
All right, so neither of you can figure out where shore is. Like, things are so crazy. Do you want to inspire that?
Inspire.
I mean, it's going to take two to inspire something to happen, right?
Yeah, I'll take
we
it.
do it. We're at like 12 minutes to the end of the show. We might as well.
Your spot hidden. Should you be? Here, I'll take. Yeah, I'll take. I'm rolling.
80 instead of 45.
Oh God, way worse.
Was it an Emma worse or an Amy worse?
No. Just like I don't know, but
Tom.
So yeah, neither of you have any idea where the shore is.
I can't.
Donald did not hear your yelling, and you know
I'm holding up the head above me. Can you see the shore?
Are you asking the head?
Yes.
Is the head also still shrieking?
And I'm turning it to like slowly get like a panoramic. Like I figure a higher vantage point will get me a shot.
All the head is doing is screaming.
You need to find the shore. We're gonna drown.
There's just this constant like. Ah!
Okay, I take the head. I'm like, look, listen, shh, listen. We can make it out of this. We need to find the shore. We don't have much time before the plane sinks. You got to work with me, buddy.
I'm gonna give the head a sanity roll.
Yeah.
I just rolled 100. Like in your face, the head goes. Ah!
Donald, can you hear this?
Make a listen roll. You don't need a hard success for this.
Can I inspire that? I got a great listen and I rolled an 80.
You know what?
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you got a good listen.
Okay, there we go. 63. I got that.
Right.
Hallelujah.
You hear someone screaming.
Oh, so where is it?
You can sort of figure out where it is. But you have no idea where the shore is, and the water is now like up to your knees as this plane is slowly like going under.
So my question, and you should probably have a similar question and do a similar thing. Is there any bits of the plane that are around me that are floating?
Make a luck roll.
I'll do the same thing.
All right, yeah.
29 success on that.
You got to be freaking kidding me. I rolled exactly what I would have had before I had spent the point of luck.
Yes.
So now you got to spend 2.
No, you can't spend luck on a luck roll.
No.
So you can push it. I would love for you to push your luck.
That thing's kind of floating. I'll give it a try.
Yes.
All right. So just to like remind people of the mechanics here, pushing your luck, he's going to re-roll. He has the same thing, but it's basically double or nothing. If he's successful, everything's fine. If he's not, everything's really fine.
Oh, it goes right under the water as soon as I grab onto it.
All right. So you very carefully place the head on a floating plank. And then
No, I just grab it. Wait, are you saying I'd hold the head? I'm trying to hold the head up when I'm doing this because I don't want it to drown.
all right. So you hold, that's the problem. You hold the head up and you like kind of try and put this beam or something under your shoulder, and it just goes down immediately. And you are underwater. Make me a con roll to have taken a breath before you went under.
Hard, yeah.
All right, so yeah, you managed to get a breath in and close your mouth before you're going down. You got a hard success. So somehow the head is like your hand from about here and the head are above water. As you are doing that, Donald, you find a part of the wing that is floating that you can hold on to that works as a flotation device. And I guess you're hoping that the tide is going in?
Until I can figure out where to kick, I'll hold on to it for dear life until I see something.
Okay. Make a spot hidden roll.
Good.
Look for the smoke of my wreckage.
Can we inspire that one too?
We've got 3 left, mate.
Oh,
Yeah. We're
outstanding.
down to 2. If we
All
second that, we're down to 2.
Let's do it.
Outstanding.
If you
I'm gonna make
fail
all my rolls
All
from
right.
here on out though. So.
All right.
Roll 4.
Oh, okay. With that roll, you are surprised as anyone to see a head bobbing above the water. The problem is it's just a head.
You recognize that head.
Yeah, you know that head all too well. There is a head bob that's like just staying above water.
I want to hold on to my wing piece and kick. Try to kick
All right,
that.
yeah, you start to move towards it. Nick, make me a swim roll. Swim is a dump stat.
It's a semi. I put points into it.
Oh, all right.
It's not a oh. How good did I do? It's a hard success.
Whoa!
All right. So, Donald, as you start to paddle your way, kick your way towards him, you see another head come up, and now there are 2 heads bobbing in the water.
I'll kick this floating piece of fuselage over to where Flint is, try to get him on board with me.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Muffin Mage is sending some mixed messages here.
Yeah,
He was
the
supporting
mustache.
me. Now he's supporting you because, to
Oh.
quote him, the mustache must survive.
I
Oh.
mean,
But
obviously,
Bless you, Muffin Mage.
The mustache doesn't mean the rest of the character.
Right, yeah.
Just the mustache.
Oh man, now I want the mustache to peel off and go onto the disembodied head and like take
Aha!
the head off.
have it go hang out with the headdress.
Well, now obviously Nick's character is Headless Nick.
Nearly headless Nick.
We found my
Really has his neck.
backup character. He's a pilot with no arms or body.
Hopefully a Zeppelin pilot. All right, so we cut back to the museum, and it is now 9:30. It's 8 o'clock at night.
Mhm.
Oh wait, Joan, you were gonna take the book to Asif, right? All right. So you leave the museum about 5 o'clock, and you are
And-
heading to the Interior Ministry.
Yeah, and I don't care if anybody's following me.
All right. Very quickly, a black sedan pulls up and a door opens, and you see Minister Asif, and he says, "Get in."
What's going on? I thought,
I said, "Get in." Don't make me make the 4 men that have been following you since you went to your hotel force you in. Get in the car.
right. Get in the car.
All right. Do you have the book? The door closes and you're driving off.
Yes, yes.
You
Let me
have Al-Azif. Hold on
Sid.
to it.
Oh.
Hold on to it.
Right.
You should be there in about an hour. And the car drives off.
Joe, what are you? Joe.
Now the party's split in 3 parts.
Yep.
You two in the museum. It's about 8 o'clock at night, and Dr. Kafur is still scribbling away. And this is a really creepy place to be at night. It's basically silent. There is nobody around. Nothing going on. Both of you make listen rolls.
I probably don't make it. That's an 89.
Made
My
it.
listen is 60.
All right.
Yeah.
Doyleson, you're pretty sure you heard like a door open, and then you definitely hear footsteps coming towards you.
All right. I'm gonna check my gun to make sure it's loaded and I have it in my hand.
Sure.
And so do I see Doyleson kind of do
Yeah, you see Doyleson like pull out the open the chamber on the revolver, do a quick spin, close it.
Okay, so I dig both my guns out of the bag as well.
All right. You're 45. Not an easily concealable weapon. And we are going to end this episode with initiative as 4 goons.
There we go.
Coming up upon you. So at the end of this episode, we have Dr. Doyleson and Emma in the museum being assaulted by Interior Ministry thugs. We have Flint Thorncastle and Donald Cannon lost at sea. And we have Joe Durston kidnapped by the Interior Ministry going who knows where. I think that's like 4 cliffhangers.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to all of you who like poured the inspiration in. As you can see, they needed it. They spent almost all of it.
We have 3 left.
You have 3.
And
I think I have 2, right?
Wow.
I have you at 3, but those go into the boy, which was triggered. So on Monday, we're going to give away 2 Gale Force 9 decks because of all the inspiration that was put in there.
So we have a week that is going to be great. We've got Monday, we've got Carbon 2185, really fun game. Tuesday, the Chaos Agents are back and worse than ever.
Nice.
And then Saturday, we're back here to play Call of Cthulhu. Also, we're working on it. We're figuring out a way to get back to our Arkham Horror game
we're close.
From our basements. Maybe it's Tabletop Simulator, maybe it's something else. We're going to figure it out, but maybe it's running the table at the studio. We're going to try some stuff. We're going to see what works. We're going to get our Arkham Horror, the living card game going again.
Yay.
And we have a mitten coming up at the end of the month.
Yep.
Yeah. And that one, James Aaron O, our own James Sen herself is going to be the GM, which is super exciting. I love seeing new GMs. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Not enough to play in it, but it's going to be super cool.
And don't forget that if you guys like Call of Cthulhu, Ezra is running a thing tomorrow for One-Shot Onslaught to teach a bunch of newbie Call of Cthulhu players how to play, and he'll be doing the teaching as part of the game.
So we'll be hosting that. We'll be hosting that here. So if anybody's interested in hanging out and chatting on our channel, we'll be supporting them by hosting it with ours.
I'll watch it here then. That's what
and that'll be at 4 o'clock Pacific time.
Yeah. I can't imagine they'll do worse than this one. This was outstanding. Our quotes from this game. Let's see. We have we fought plague demons on a cruise ship. This is going to go smooth. I'm kind of important on the party circuit, which I really like. We're all a little too white for this, which I just don't think will work. But I'm bad at flirting, which I'm.
Please don't use that one.
Creepily romantic, but also a threat. I've used up all my bad rolls, and I think the winner, because this Emma's smarter.
Wait, but I've got one here that he's not dead. He's just detached. That was a Nick when the head came up.
He's not dead. He's just detached.
Yeah, but we can't use that as a title. We get demonetized in a second.
This is true. YouTube will hate it as well.
So
the creepily romantic but could be a threat one is that's got my vote if my votes matter.
It might be a trigger warning though, because sometimes with some people it is the same thing.
I'm leaning towards because this Emma's smarter. Because
I mean, we're coming back with these guys next week, yeah?
yeah, so next week will be the B team once again.
All right.
In true Quest and Chaos fashion, this one shot is going to be a 3-shot.
Yep. like I was saying to Amy today, it's a 9-episode 3-shot for Saltmarsh.
Yeah, that's
We
right.
never said this was going to be a 1-shot, did we?
So it's a 3-episode 1-shot because we do it in multiples of 3s. That's what
right.
happens.
That's right. 3 with what? No, don't. So thank you for your likes, your subscribes, connecting with our channel, getting on our Discord, getting our newsletter, YouTube. We love you. We love connecting with the YouTube community. We recently got to a nice milestone in terms of YouTube subscribers, but we have an audacious goal for this year in terms of YouTube, getting our YouTube subscriptions. Please help us with that. Go to YouTube, subscribe to Quest and Chaos. You can find all our stuff there. The Untitled Quest and Chaos podcast is there. Some of the older one-shots we've done of there. All of our board game stuff is there. You can see us play Gloomhaven really poorly. You can see us play Arkham Horror really poorly. You can see them play Pandemic pretty well. Our playthrough of Betrayal at House on the Hill Legacy, which is still one of my favorite things we've done. That was a lot of fun. So we have a lot of content on YouTube, so go and subscribe. Okay, I think with that, folks, I will see you guys on Saturday.
Yep.
Let's do this again in a week.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye, internet friends.
Night.
Good night.